Test. Testing 1 2 3 4. Check, 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 check. Testing 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Check, check, check. Testing 1 2 3 4. Check, check, check. Testing, testing, testing. Testing 1 2 3 4. Check, that's what check, I wanted check, to hear. Check, check. Testing 1 2 3 4. And it's championship football action on Central Illinois Sports on YouTube. Jack Hall along with Bob Ray and Bob Lartigan high above Memorial Stadium in Champaign-Urbana. And we are glad you've joined us today for this audio broadcast of the state championship. The Twins, we're going to have to call them, I think, all day long. Two teams who are the Panthers, two teams that are black and gold, and two teams that are 13-0. Lena Winslow's Panthers are the undefeated state champions from a year ago, and they have won 4 championships, I do believe, in about the last 6 or 7 years, and Lena will be a formidable foe. The Panthers of Camp Point Central in their black and gold will be the home team today, as they will be on the home sidelines directly below us, and we are glad you've joined us. This is the Great Rivers Bank pregame show with locations in Pittsfield, Berry, Liberty, and Hannibal, here to help you with your lending and personal banking needs. Our friendly service and dedicated loan officers can help you through buying a home, opening a business, or making a deposit. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. We're going to hear from some of our sponsors. When we come back, we'll tell you more about this game and get things set up for this championship action on your sports source, Central Illinois Sports.
Damon Plumbing, serving all of Pike County and the surrounding area with quality residential and commercial plumbing services. Damon Plumbing offers septic installation, drain cleaning, new water lines, remodel work for your home, or if you're planning a new build, make sure you include the Damon boys. To get it right the first time, no job too big. Have you seen Braden and Doug? Or too small? Sorry, Corby, couldn't resist. Call Braden at 217-491-5415 or Doug at 217-617-2318. Damon Plumbing, recommended by our family for your family. Are you short on time or budget, but your family is hungry? It's time for the Maya Authentic Mexican Restaurant in Pittsfield. Try the Maya Special, a crowd favorite. Delicious grilled fajitas, steaks, nachos Mexicano, salads in a tortilla bowl, the tastiest salsa and cheese sauce around, and the fastest service anywhere. You can afford it. It's the Maya Mexican Restaurant on Washington Street. Call ahead with your order and you can pick it up in the drive-thru, 217-285-4526. The Maya Restaurant in Pittsfield. Time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams County. Phone 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Shootman, Emily Matthews, and Brad Wellman. Illinois FBFM in Camp Point, working for you.
Welcome back on the pregame show.
Trucks
and
LLC will be located this fall in the new building at 14 East Industrial Park Drive in Pittsfield. Call 217-922-0044. Diesel repair service offering 24-hour roadside repair, mobile service units, semi-truck and trailers, farm and ag equipment, DOT inspections, hydraulic hose repair, anything diesel, we can come to you along the road in the field or at your shop. It's Trucks. Call 217-922-0044. That's 217-922-0044.
Through a lot of different broadcasts over time, and we are glad they have both joined us today for the broadcast, Bob Ray and Bob Lartigan. Bob Ray, we were here in 2018. Pretty good view from up here, don't you think?
Well, it is. This year you've got a private box, Jack, so you must be getting upgraded with the U of I and IHSA. So it's great to have this private box. We're right above the 30-yard line, facing to the east side of Memorial Stadium. Still a little foggy, overcast this morning, Jack. An hour ago, it was really foggy when the buses came in with the police escort, but it's clearing off and going to be really nice by the time we get to kickoff.
I think it's going to be a beautiful day. And Bob Larnigan, first time you've been in this press box, but we've been to a lot of football games over the years, and pretty good view from right here, I think.
That's beautiful, beautiful facility. Going to be a beautiful day, and I think it's going to be a beautiful victory for Camp Point Central.
When you take a look at this stadium and realize that with the U of I resurgence, this stadium is starting to fill up at home games and sell out, Bob Ray. It's been a long time since we've seen that happen, and changes in coaching make a difference. And what a difference Brad Dixon, Bill Reed made at Camp Point Central quite a few years ago now.
Well, that's a good analogy, Jack. I think, what I've seen it on campus here at U of I, it's been fun to watch that resurgence the last few weeks. And even a couple of seasons with head coach Bielema coming on and putting a new culture in place. Tough loss last week at Michigan. That could have put us really up into the big bowl games. But this has been a long time growing for the Panthers. They have not only built but have a strong culture, and some good coaches have been a big part of that. Some consistency in coaching staff's also been a very big help too, Jack.
When you think about what's happened with Bill Reed, then Brad Dixon, and the staffs that they've had. And there's been a few guys come and go, but Casey Monroe's been here pretty much through, and Casey Ray's been here through. The continuity of those three guys have been just marvelous for this team.
It's been really good. They all have their specialty. Casey Monroe's work sometimes goes unnoticed because his linemen are the ones who really make things happen. They had a nice shuck on a truck episode recently, Jack, to give the linemen a little extra credit. And at home games, we try to recognize the linemen's work as well, and that's Casey Monroe's work to make sure they are doing their technique. It's a lot more technique than you might think, Jack. It's not just line up and knock the guy over. It's doing it the right way, and Casey's very big about teaching the right technique. And so having a strong line coach for a decade has been a very big help to the program.
When you think about the matchup of linemen between the Panthers of Lena Winslow and the Camp Point Central group, Bob Larnigan, we know Lena Winslow, Forston have been tough foes over the years, but you've had a chance to see Camp Point Central. Kind of what's your take on their linemen and how they've done?
Well, I mean, they're excellent fundamental blockers. They get downfield. They do a fantastic job of continuing to play. And, you look at I remember a Triopia team about 15 years ago. They won a state championship basically with the same style of play. They ran the football, and their line continued to block down the field. Some of the best downfield blocking I've seen, and this team is very reminiscent of that. They have a few more backs. Well, they've got a lot of backs, actually. Camp Point does. So, inevitably, it is the game is won up front. It's won by your line, and that'll be the key today is how Camp Point blocks on the front line and get the Ginnenbachers and the Pabins and the Rileys and those type of kids an opportunity to get downfield, get out in the open.
Bob Ray, as we think about this Panther team, when you think about a sophomore and a freshman being the leading tacklers on this team in a Ginnenbacher and a Niekamp, names from years gone by, but boy, these two young men are setting precedent for the future. They're
doing really well. It's interesting. One is one of our down linemen, one is the middle linebacker. So they're no doubt in Brad's scheme. You'd expect your middle linebacker to have the team lead in tackles because the other guys up front, especially like Owen Roth, are clear in the defensive way too to make that happen. But Caden has done exceptionally well as a freshman and has certainly earned his stripes to be on this field today.
When we think about getting ready for a game like this, butterflies, even for us guys that graduated back in 1974, these kids have become such a strong family. And we'll talk more about that, about Lena Winslow, how both teams got here, and much more on Central Illinois Sports in the pregame show. We take a break. We come back and tell you more on the pregame show after these.
Trucks LLC will be located this fall in the new building at 14 East Industrial Park Drive in Pittsfield. Call 217-922-0044. Diesel repair service offering 24-hour roadside repair, mobile service units, semi-truck and trailers, farm and ag equipment, DOT inspections, hydraulic hose repair, anything diesel, we can come to you along the road in the field or at your shop. It's Trucks. Call 217-922-0044. That's 217-922-0044. Welcome to Douglas Automotive and Tire, your expert truck and car repair center in Pittsfield, Illinois. We provide full service from oil changes to new tires and everything in between. Contact us today to schedule service. We're located at 303 West Jefferson Street in Pittsfield, Illinois. Call 217-922-0064. That's 217-922-0064. Britton and the gang know cars, and if you need repairs, call Douglas Automotive today for all your repairs. Williams Auto Sales, 439 North 3rd in Quincy is your headquarters for quality used vehicles. Shop their 439 North 3rd location Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturdays 9 to 2. Check out their inventory of WilliamsAutosalesQuincy.com or call Tony the Truck Guy at 217-223-3325. Williams Auto Sales, 439 North 3rd in Quincy, wishing the Panthers the best of luck this year. Give them a call at 217-223-3325. Williams Auto Sales.
Welcome back on the pregame show. Glad you've joined us today for the broadcast as we get ready for action between Lena, Winslow and Camp Point Central on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Great Rivers Bank and Damon and the guys are really doing a super job, and we appreciate all of our sponsors. We wish we could bring you video today, but that's a no-no when they've got it on the national net or the state networks. If you're having trouble finding it back home, it should be on WGEM CW, and I think that's channel 6 on our cable in Pittsfield, but around the area you'll find it on Dish, whatever. But don't be looking for NBC. Look for CW today. And if you want to, and I just assume you would, turn their sound down. Hear us. We might be a little bit off of each other, but if you turn their sound completely off, I think it'll make perfectly good sense. Well, as much sense as maybe sometimes I make about anything. But Bob Larnigan, you graduated from Route Catholic School, and we saw Route win in the mid-'80s when they played Carthage. They came up here, going to take on a team with a Buddy Hunter as their quarterback, and a lot of people didn't think Route would be able to get here. They had to get through Bloomington Central Catholic and a lot of different people. The road here through last week at Colfax, Ridgeview, Lexington was one that really surprised you and I and many people.
It really did, just because of the scores that Colfax had put up and some of the teams that they'd beaten through the course of the season. And I think that game, to me, solidified the idea that this team can be a state champion. That was a very quality program that they went up there. And people who didn't watch or listen to that ball game, it was total domination by Camp Point Central in that ball game. It was never in doubt who was the better team in that ball game, and I hope that the kids realize that and come out here today and not be intimidated by the stature of Lena Winslow.
I've had the opportunity to serve the guys pizzas a couple times and talk with them and pray with them, Bob Ray, and I did that again on Tuesday. And then I listened to the guys on the Shuck on the Truck interview, and Matt Chuckman doing a great job. We pray for Matt every day. He just works so much with the kids. But they had the beef. They had the guys where I played, the linemen in the truck that day. And I have to tell you, Cole Proctor, I told him he's going to have to be one of my broadcast guys next year because he was ready to visit and talk and do a lot of things. But they talk a lot about family in that group. What have you seen with these kids that's just different than others?
Well, it's hard to say, Jack. I think they have built a really good bond. As seniors, they've been really good leaders. They've welcomed the underclassmen. That's a really good, sign of selfless and servant leadership to bring those people in. If you're able to prove yourself to be part of the team, they welcomed it in and educated them, trained them. I see people that are on the sidelines rooting for their other teammates to do well too. So even though they're not out there, they're always rooting for each other. And I think we saw that, when Nick went down and Gavin stepped right in and did miss a beat, taking hands of the quarterback, and really kept our midseason in play. Just another good example of looking out for each other and respecting each other's ability.
Adversity sometimes builds great things. Last year, Southeastern was without the Stevens boy for a lot of the season. I think that built their team for strength. And Gavin stepping in and being quarterback, it was a little tough for a little while in that route game, but I think it showed the kids it's the next guy up in everything you do, Bob.
Willie took care of a couple of really big games. We played Route, a really strong playoff team. Gavin led that way. Beardstown, another playoff team. Tightest game of the year. Gavin led us through that. So it's good to have Nick back, and then Gavin can focus on his defense abilities. And he's a very athletic player to do safety for us, and just another good example of people stepping up when needed.
Bob Lonergan, we've heard the garbage over and over about strength of schedule. Well, all you can do is play the people that are in front of you, and I don't know if a lot of people realize this or not, but Beardstown plays in 3A football, and Greenfield's a pretty good team. The teams like Dupo and Cesar-Valere and Colfax, not too bad of teams. And you made a point the other day that on strength of schedule, you noticed a winning percentage that was better for one than the other.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that who had won 5 games in the 13 games that they played so far on either side, Camp Point actually has played more teams with a 500 or better record than Lena has. So you can throw strength of schedule out the window when that stuff. You play who you play, and you play the team that you play on that day, and that decides everything.
We used to go and watch the little Oakall and WIBC battle with each other. We've seen Calhoun and Arcola, Greenfield play. A lot of people, Greenfield have to go to 2A one year. WIBC and the Oakall were kind of the battlers, and then it became the NUIC or whatever it is up north, and that's a tremendous program. But I can remember Calhoun beating a North Boone team in their second playoff championship. But I told the kids the other day something Rick Johns told me after the game when Calhoun won their first championship. He said, Jack, nobody else is here but me and you, and I want to tell you something I haven't told anybody. This is for every one of those players through every one of those years, every one of those losses, every one of those bloody ankles, turned ankles, all those different things.
That's family.
And they beat Sterling Newman, who was unbeatable.
Yeah, and that when you talked about family earlier, that's family. It's everybody who's played before and everybody who follows it. When you've been a part of something, you follow that even after you're done, and that tradition and that family atmosphere is what brings out the best in people.
I want to tell you about a family on our broadcast team. Mason Ingalls is right above us here, and he doesn't get to run our video camera today, but he's a lot warmer than he's been most of the time. And Mason, an 8th grader at Camp Point Central Middle School, a wrestler, runs those go-karts, does a lot of different things. We want to thank Mason for a job well done during the season, and we wish we could run video again today. But, Bob Ray, you run the press box during the home games. It takes a team to make everything happen, and seeing all those fans there and all the different people broadcasting and stuff, it's got to warm your heart a little bit as a Panther grad to get to see them and then get to see this happening today.
Well, it takes a lot of people to make a football game happen on a home game, and I do appreciate that. I mean, there are people out there, more than 2 hours before kickoff, in the concession stand, in the ticket booth. Before that, they've put rosters together, and, Matt Long's staff with the AD department have, do a lot of work to get those things ready. And then the guys on the sideline that are keeping stats, Jack, those guys have been part of the Central football program a long, long time, longer than I've been, and I know they're really enjoying today too.
I used to block for John McMahon, in fact. He was our fullback back in those days. And something kind of cool, Mark Georges is here from Dayton, Ohio today. He's a 71 graduate of the Panthers program. He played on the first winning team in 1970 in the fall. And Ronnie Pieper's here today. Mickey Farlow's coming along with them. I'm hoping to meet them for lunch afterwards, possibly too. I think Paul Miller was coming along with them. I know Randy Niekamp wanted to come, and John Landis wanted to come. Hopefully they're listening today. And now, folks, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. If you're listening today to the broadcast, would you send me a text? 217-473-5151. That's 217-473-5151. Just text us and tell us you're listening from wherever you're listening from, and let us know you're part of our broadcast today, and we'd be happy to give a little shout-out to you when you do that. And I know you're pulling for the Panthers. It's 217-473-5151. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will tell you more about these two teams, Lena Winslow and the Camp Point Central Panthers, on Central Illinois Sports.
For nearly 40 years, the Niebuhr Funeral Home has been serving our area with professionalism and compassion. This is our business, our hometown. You can be assured we take great personal pride in serving your family in your time of loss. We're locally owned. We're your friends and neighbors. We care about you and your family. Niebuhr Funeral Home, with locations in Pittsfield and Barry, serving our community with compassion and respect.
Few things compare to Camp Point Central's fans' dedication to the Panthers. The same can be said about Channel and the farmers they serve. You see, unlike other seed companies, they don't have salesmen. With Channel, you get the advantage of a dedicated Channel seedsman, a trusted year-round advisor who can provide the right recommendations for your fields. It's their hands-on approach that truly sets them apart. Customized service, expert advice, elite seed management products. Find your Channel seedsman at channel.com or contact local district sales manager Matt Hughes at 217-242-8852. Helena Agra of Camp Point, Illinois is a proud sponsor of the broadcast of Camp Point Central football. For all your seed, fertilizer, and ag chemical needs, the experts at Helena Agra, Brian Obert, Dustin Roskamp, are the guys to call. Let them show you the best seed, fertilizer, and ag chemicals to make your farming operation a success. Call 217-593-7761. That's 217-593-7761 for Helena Agra. Helena Agra says, Go Panthers! Dear Western Grain Service is your progressive feed and grain resource for Western Illinois. They offer a full range of feed products for all species and many grain merchandising opportunities with locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Western Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461 or on the web at dearwesterngrain.com.
Welcome back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Missy and Luann from Dot Foods cheering on the Panthers today. Randy Bunge's listening from Golden. Randy, thank you for everything you've done. We've got some folks listening from Brown County today also. You can let us know where you're listening from, 217-473-5151. And just a little shout out for the Panthers if you'd like to do that. As we look at the Lena Winslow schedule, they started out with Lanark this season. And they won that game 60-6 over Dakota, 48-24. And Dakota was a team that went a ways in the playoffs. In fact, they got beat, I think, in the quarterfinals, but gave up 24 points in that game. Then Galena threw a shutout, 46-0. Beat Savannah West Carroll 70-0. Beat Fulton 54-32. Woodstock Marion 54-7. Pecatonica, which has a new name now. It's like DePaul, something I do.
Duran, Dupec.
Is that what it is? Dupec?
Yep.
And that's 44-18. They were a playoff team. Stockton 52-8. They beat Forston in the regular season 28-14. Then beat Chicago Richards 48-6. Oneida Rovers 76-7. Fulton 52-14 and Forston 38-16. And guys, you notice something in that. They played two teams they played in the regular season in the playoffs. Central has not played anybody they played in the regular season in the playoffs. Sometimes I think for Central, they're better off if you haven't seen them before, Bob Lonergan.
I would agree with you 100% on that. The hardest thing to do a lot of times is to play somebody you're familiar with. So sometimes not knowing anything about anybody gives you a better feeling, I think, than to be worried about. It's not a rival. When you play rivals, it's a lot tougher to get up, and the kids aren't as intimidated by your talent either.
I think it makes a difference. Bob Ray, playing different opponents, is that is an advantage or a disadvantage?
Well, I think it's first fun. It's fun to play new teams, new colors, new styles, new coaches. And others. I think that's fun. I think it's probably an advantage for the Panthers. Our scheme is something that's a little different, and I know sometimes we've played really good teams early in the year and won, and then later in the year we knew it would be a bigger battle when we did replay them. So I think it's fun to have 13, now 14 new opponents along the way. Some of our opponents are on the field, Jack, right at midfield. They're recognizing the 1A state all-state players, and I know we've got some opponents down there. There's Caden Farrell right there from Colfax Ridgeview.
You bet. That's kind of cool. Rick Miller's listening from Florida, and Zephyr Hills, Florida. Rick, I'm going to have to come visit you. He's my cousin. I think I'll be able to do that. Brian Royalty listening from home couldn't make the trip today. Glad for that. The folks from Calhoun are listening today. Gene Welty and William and some others are watching as they went to the Dallas Cowboy game. And I'm not jealous of that, but Charlie might be, and Bob is, I think. Listening, cheering on the Panthers. It's a family affair. Love what you do. So thank you for that. And be sure and send us a text at 217-473-5151. Listening from Ormond Beach, Florida, Bob and Debbie Willis from Mount Sterling. Glad you've joined us today. And Kathy Hull, listening from my home. And Kathy, thanks for letting me be gone for a little while today, too. But when you think about everything that's going on here, we take a look at the Panthers' schedule of Camp Point Central. They started off with a game against Carrollton and won 43-0 through a shutout against Pleasant Hill 46-0. Gave up their first touchdown to Ryle Duke as the quarterback was able to take the ball down the field. But they beat Menden 30-8. Mount Sterling, Brown County 30-0. Two undefeated teams meeting. Route 28-0. That's when they were missing Nick Moore. Concord Triopia 62-0. Concord was missing a couple people with injuries. A great game against Beardstown at Beardstown 36-28. Then beat Whitehall North Green 68-6. Hardin Calhoun 42-6. And in the playoffs, Dupo 66-0, Cesar Valier 24-0, Greenfield 24-12 after trailing 12-0, and beat Colfax Ridgeview Lexington last week 44-8. Pretty good schedule if you ask me, Bob. Didn't look too bad.
Yeah, I'd say probably the biggest game in the season, in my opinion, for Camp Point was the Greenfield ball game. Because they had a little adversity. They had to overcome a deficit, which they had not done all year. And they made some adjustments at halftime, and they came out and dominated the second half of that game. And, when you look at that quite honestly may have been more of a semifinal type game to see who was going to be playing in the state championship after what we saw last weekend.
Tell you what, Greenfield showed that the south of the WIBC was very strong too, did they not, Bob Ray?
Well, I know our coaching staff thought Greenfield was a very solid team, lots of great players, good schemes. They schemed us very well the first half. They have a lot of respect for Coach Pembroke, and I know they thought that would really be a really good battle, and it turned out it was a great battle. 24-12 is a really tight ball game, and it was tight most of the contest. Really helps set them up for the next contest, I believe, as well. Jack, we got a field full of Panthers out here. The black and gold Panthers are on the left side, on the north side of the stadium, and the Lena Winslow Panthers are wearing white jerseys this morning on the south side. But everybody's out here, and the clock says 14 minutes. The referee teams have met with both the groups of coaching staffs and feeling close to kickoff, Jack Hall.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. We're going to take a break on the pregame show, the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Take a pause for the cause. We'll be back and tell you the starting lineups and get ready for the play-by-play on Central Illinois Sports. Send us a text, 217-473-5151. Where are you listening from? 473-5151. Back with more after these.
Brian Dickhout Trucking, LLC has been in business since 1995. Brian Dickhout Trucking offers hauling of liquid and dry fertilizer, grain, rock, feed, lime, with local and long-distance hauling. Brian Dickhout Trucking is located at 1878 East 2100 Street, Camp Point. Call them at 217-257-8302. That's 257-8302. Long dumps, short dumps, hoppers, and tanks. When you need it hauled, trust the experts at Brian Dickhout Trucking, LLC in Camp Point. They deliver. It's time to say Pepsi, please, at your local county market. Refreshment Services Pepsi and County Market, your best value for delicious drinks to get ready for every game. Stop by your local county market to pick up your favorite Pepsi products today. Stock up for your next family get-together. Refreshment Services Pepsi and County Market for the best price around on all your Pepsi products. You love them and they've got them at County Market. Stop by today and say Pepsi, please, at your local county market.
PCRE Real Estate and Auction is your #1 resource for buying or selling real estate in West Central Illinois. With 2 office locations, one in Pike County and the other in Calhoun County, PCRE Real Estate and Auction is the place to go when you're looking to buy or sell farmland, recreational and hunting land, residential or commercial property. See our current listings at PCRERealestate.com or call us at 217-285-5800 for PCRE Real Estate and Auction.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Derek Harris, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, you can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's the new beginning. Stop by the office at 1891 Main Street, Quincy. Edward Jones, making sense of investments. Member SIPC.
Illini Community Hospital is committed to providing high-quality specialty care close to home. We are pleased to welcome Dr. William Severino, urologist, and Dr. Mark Mount, ear, nose, and throat physician, to the consulting physician clinic team at the Castile Center. Specialty care is also provided for orthopedics, cardiology, podiatry, obstetrics, oncology, and more. Learn more by visiting IlliniHospital.org or call 217-285-2113, extension 3950 to schedule an appointment.
Welcome back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Bob Lonergan, Bob. Offered at Illini Express by visiting IlliniHospital.org. This is the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Thank you to Great Rivers Bank and all of our sponsors for helping to bring the broadcast to you. Guys, we look at lots of different things. Oh, by the way, we need to tell you Chris Bonk is listening from Dot Foods today. Glad you've joined us, Chris. Don and Mary Smith, our dear friends from Mesa, Arizona. Tell Danny to get on there too, Don and Mary. And Marcia Bungie is listening from Golden today. Marlene Brady, our cousin, is also listening today. Glad Marlene's joined us on the broadcast. Tell us where you're from, 217-473-5151. Doing the coin flip, guys, so anybody got a look at what we're going to be dealing with today? I guess they're just shaking hands at this point. Yep.
Jack, we just did the 1A state all-state team. Colby Wart from Brown County was recognized. Caden Farrell from Ridgeview. 2 players from Lena, and then, of course, our own Isaac Ginnenbacher for the Panthers, 1A All-State team recognized here at Memorial Stadium at midfield.
Panthers look like they've won the flip. Usually they defer. I'd be anxious to see what direction they go today against Lena, whether they're going to want the ball or not. So it's going to be – I think the Panthers of Camp Point Central will defer, and they're going to defend the south goal. So they won the flip. They'll get the second half kickoff. They're going to go from south to north. Lena will get the ball to start things. Guys, how do you feel about that?
Well, we learned at the Cesar game, Jack. There's actually 4 choices they get to make at that place, so something I'd never seen before. So the Panthers got the ball twice in those kickoffs because it's such a windy day that that was a different strategy in play. But today we're going to kick from the south to the north, and we'll see what the Lena Panthers look like with their first possession on offense.
That means the Panthers actually will have the wind kind of in their face. If you look at the flags on the left end where the U of I student section always is. When you come to a U of I game, that's my favorite thing is to watch that student section. And, of course, think about my nephew Rob Cassins and all the years he played in the band here at the U of I. And Rob enjoying this game from heaven today. And I'll tell you what, getting to see some of those things is pretty darn important too. When you look at a stadium that holds 65,000, 70,000 people and the 1A championships, and it's going to be like this in most places. There's all kinds of people from up north in the Lena area, but it doesn't look like very many people over there. I haven't looked down at Camp Point Central. How's the crowd down below us, guys?
We have a pretty good crowd. It looks like, Jack, we filled up a good portion of 2 elite sections and probably half of another 2 or 3, but we're all spread out. The really young Panther fans are running real close to the sideline because they want to be as close to the action as they can get. And even though here we're the furthest from the action we've been at any game, but they want to be as close as they can and, hear the hits and sort of feel the touch of the game. So a lot of young Panther fans are really close to the sideline, at least as close as they can get here at Zupke Field. They're huddled there at the 20-yard line watching the warm-ups. All of our coaches have been out, and Brad Dixon, Jack, wearing his shorts today. Feels like a good day.
I'm not surprised he's wearing the shorts. I don't know how he does it. I'm going to post some pictures on my Facebook page of some different things we're able to see here. Hope you'll join me on my Facebook page to see those. And also want to tell you that our good buddy Steve Surratt from BC Hornet Sports, who's covering that girls basketball tournament at Brown County, wishing the Panthers good luck today. He's a Triopia grad. Steve got to play in one of these in the very early years. And we see lots of people like Donna Tom Hay from Pittsfield, Brent Brooks down in Florida, Sharon Teefee, Dennis Cassins from up in Byron, and others, along with Andy Ezzard, the mayor of Jacksonville, wishing the Panthers good luck today. You can do that too, 217-473-5151. What do you think, guys? I mean, predictions are like a lot of things. They really mean very little. People will say, well, you want to bet on this and want to bet on that. Here's what I'll bet on. They're high school kids, and anything can happen. Bob Larkin, you coached a championship baseball team at Ralph, and you know that anything can happen at any time.
Well, when we played in that state championship game, we were down 3-1, I believe, going into the third inning, and we won by the run rule in 5. So you never know. Just because the way it starts doesn't mean that's the way it's going to end.
It'll be interesting today. People will be able to see replays up on the big screen. Of course, you can watch it on the WGEM, and that's the CW channel, the first 4 games. The 2A game today, we'll see Tri-Valley taking on St. Teresa, 3A Williamsville, and Immaculate Conception out of Immaculate Catholic, I guess, out of Elmhurst. 4A, we'll see Springfield Griffin. What a comeback in that game. You got to see that game live against Rochester. They trailed 28-0. Kenny Leonard, tell him, Bob, he's coaching a very important game today.
This is his 500th game as a head coach.
And his last.
And he's won 417 of those games.
And I might also tell you, we got a listener from Iowa that's letting us know, 217-473-5151 from Cedar Rapids area. The Fleers and the Herrings are listening, and we're glad they've joined us today. More of our relatives, actually.
I was going to say, it sounds like a Marge Hull, Mary Ellen reunion going on.
It's Cy and Marge Hull. I mean, all of our family, Bob.
I know. Well, it's good. It's good they were tuned in. Debbie and I hosted Thanksgiving yesterday. We left at 2 o'clock. Marlene, I hope we left the house in good order, and hope things ended up well while we were driving to Champaign.
It'll be fine. And I know we came up this morning, left home about 5 minutes till 5 because my wife will tell you I always have to be early to everything. And Bob and I were so early to a Deer Creek Calhoun playoff game, we got there before the ticket takers and had to show them where they were going to sit, I think. Bob, we've been to a few places in our day.
We were here a little early today. We had to stand outside until they opened the door.
Yeah, but we got Matt Trohall to come down and open the door for us,
yeah,
didn't
we got the big wigs here.
For sure. It ought to be fun, but what's your thoughts as we get ready for the kickoff today, Bob?
I think it's just hats off to Camp Point to be here. A fantastic program, so well coached and committed. This coaching staff, they probably don't get enough credit for how committed they are to excellence in a way and to the kids, and the kids for being here, buying in to what coaches say, giving it your best effort. And I tell you what, this could be quite a run for them. They're very young.
They are young. Bob Ray, you and I grew up in this program. We've seen a lot of success in basketball, baseball, wrestling over the years. Track's been good. Football took a while, and it's really been kind of a healthy thing for all the programs at Central.
It's been good. It builds a lot of school spirit, and I know the administration loves that, and the students love it. They buy in, and when the volleyball team had a good run this season too, I know a lot of football players supporting that, and so anytime there's success, it adds more success, and people really enjoy it.
Let's take our final break as we get ready for the kickoff today, the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. We take a break. We're back with more in just a moment.
United Community Bank has been serving our community in banking since 1973 and is a proud member of the Pittsfield Strong United community. UCB brings you the latest banking technology, security, and convenience you expect, delivered with friendly local service you deserve from your community bank. UCB invites you to stop in for a visit at No. 1 Professional Plaza in Pittsfield, or you can find them online at ucbbank.com. United Community Bank, the leader of community banking, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Sign up for a Saki Rewards debit card. Press Yours On You would like to wish all the area teams the best of luck this year. If you're looking to get your team shirts or just looking for spirit wear for yourself, remember Press Yours On You. We have over 1,400 square foot of retail space in our shop. Stop by and see us and check out our offerings. Business lets us help you promote your brand. Decoration methods we offer include screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Thank you to everyone in our community for the support over the last 16 years. Thank you for supporting local. Press Yours On You, 506 West Wood, Camp Point, Illinois. When you think of fall, what comes to mind besides pumpkins, honey, and football? How about fertilizer? Studies show more than 1/3 of your crop's yield is determined by fertilizer alone. Studies also show as much as 40% potassium and 30% phosphate gets tied up in stalks and residue, as well as high clay content. Nutrient Ag Solutions recommends Titan, which is an innovative fertilizer catalyst designed for use with dry fertilizer blends. Titan will keep nutrients from being tied up and increase fertilizer availability in your crop. Titan is a low-cost option to improve crop fertility. Contact your nutrient crop consultant today.
Welcome back on the pregame show. Getting close to the national anthem here, and we will try to respect America there. I wish we could pull it up. I'm not sure. I don't really want to open the window, even though we can open the window if we want to, they told us. But I told them I'd pass on that one if they didn't mind. It's just, a beautiful atmosphere. The Panthers are getting ready for the anthem. We're going to show that respect, too. I think what we'll do is we'll step aside one more time. And when we come back, we will tell you about the starting lineups of these two teams. We're back after these.
Damon Plumbing, serving all of Pike County and the surrounding area with quality residential and commercial plumbing services. Damon Plumbing offers septic installation, drain cleaning, new water lines, remodel work for your home, or if you're planning a new build, make sure you include the Damon boys. To get it right the first time, no job too big. Have you seen Braden and Doug? Or too small? Sorry, Corby, couldn't resist. Call Braden at 217-491-5415 or Doug at 217-617-2318. Damon Plumbing, recommended by our family for your family. Are you short on time or budget, but your family is hungry? It's time for the Maya Authentic Mexican Restaurant in Pittsfield. Try the Maya Special, a crowd favorite. Delicious grilled fajitas, steaks, nachos Mexicano, salads in a tortilla bowl, the tastiest salsa and cheese sauce around, and the fastest service anywhere. You can afford it. It's the Maya Mexican Restaurant on Washington Street. Call ahead with your order and you can pick it up in the drive-thru, 217-285-4526. The Maya Restaurant in Pittsfield. Time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams County. Phone 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Shootman, Emily Matthews, and Brad Wellman. Illinois FBFM in Camp Point, working for you. Trucks LLC will be located this fall in the new building at 14 East Industrial Park Drive in Pittsfield. Call 217-922-0044. Diesel repair service offering 24-hour roadside repair, mobile service units, semi-truck and trailers, farm and ag equipment, DOT inspections, hydraulic hose repair, anything diesel, we can come to you along the road in the field or at your shop. It's Trucks. Call 217-922-0044. That's 217-922-0044.
Welcome back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Glad you've joined us on Central Illinois Sports. Hello, Dan Smith from Newport Beach, California. I think we'll come out and see you one of these days with Kathy getting ready to retire. And congratulations to her, too. The Lena Winslow group are heading to the north. The Panthers are heading back to the locker room for a minute. That gives us time to tell you about the starting lineups. We'll do offense and defense both at kind of the same time. 2022 Lena Winslow Panthers. Head coach Rick Aaron. He's been there a while. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. Kevin Mulder, Kyle Benson, Connor Arendt, Nick Werhane, Jesse Snyder, John Mikowski, Jared Gift, and Austin Rickles are his list of coaches. Starting at a cornerback will be Nick Enden. He is a 5'10", 171-pound senior. Starting at a safety, wearing the number 3, is Owen Gilbertson, 5'10", 141, and a senior. Starting at running back and outside linebacker is Gage Dunker. He's 5'11", 194, and a junior. The quarterback is Drew Streckwald, and he's also a safety, 5'9", 153, and a senior. A running back and a middle linebacker, number 20, All-Stater Gunnar Lobdell, 6 foot 184 and a senior. He also is the kicker, the punter, and is part of the return specialist on their team. Another running back wearing the number 21 is Jake Zeal. By the way, Gunnar Lobdell wears the number 20. Jake Zeal, 21, 5'11", 169 and a senior. He also plays cornerback and is part of the return team. The tight end is Rowan Schultz, 6'2", 205, and a senior. Tight end and outside linebacker is Jace Flynn. He is 6'1", 170, and a senior. We get to some of the linemen, and we see that left tackle is Tanner Kemple, 6'2", 220, and a junior. The right guard and defensive tackle is number 61, Jake Tippett, 5'10", 204, and a senior. The right tackle and defensive end is Henry Engel, 6'3", 255, and a senior. Mason Smith is a defensive end wearing the number 65, 6'2", 209, and a senior. The center is Odin Stabenow. He's 6'2", 276, and a junior. And the left guard and defensive tackle is Sam Percaro. Let's see, it's Pecoraro. We'll look down here at pronunciations, and they go Pecoraro, and that's how we're going to say it. We go to the Camp Point Central side of things, 13-0. Brad Dixon, their head coach, assisted by Casey Ray, Casey Monroe, Andrew Griffin, Dustin Griffin, Zach Houston, Tracy Ray, John Hibbert, and Ian Foss, along Jordan Tenhouse pulls along the side there too. And we want to tell you that their starters look like this. At fullback is a senior. He's 6'1", 185. That's Ross Riley. He also plays some linebacker on the defensive side. The left wing is Gavin Graves. He's also a left cornerback. He's 5'10", 155, and a senior. The right wing and strong side inside linebacker is Isaac Ginnenbacher, the All-Stater, 6'3", 200, and a senior. He's also an academic All-Stater. The free safety is Gavin Blewett, 6'2", 180, and a junior. The quarterback and sometimes right cornerback is Nick Moore, 6'1", 175, and a junior. Drew Paben, you'll see him in on the wing and on the right cornerback in the defensive side, 5'9", 145, and a junior. Hunter Lauterbach plays weak side inside linebacker, also does some running of the ball, 6', 175, and a senior. Elijah Ginnenbacher, the leading tackler on the team and also an academic All-Stater, is the middle linebacker, 6'1", 180, and a sophomore. Connor Griffin starts at fullback majority of the time, too, 5'9", 175, and a junior. Darren Rigg plays the weak side outside linebacker, 6', 165, and a junior. Right guard and also on the defensive line is Caden Niekamp. He's 6', 190, and a freshman, and he is the second leading tackler on the team. Left tackle, Bo Gottman. He is a 6', 175-pound senior. Also, left guard is Reese Wilkie, and also a weak side defensive tackle. He's 6', 185, and a junior. Owen Roth plays center and nose guard, 6'1", 255, and a senior. Also, Robert Gooding plays some right tackle and strong side defensive tackle, 6'3", 205, and a junior. Cole Proctor, an academic All-Stater, is a tackle on offense and a tackle on defense, 6'3", 320, and a senior. Carter Eiler, one of the bookend tight ends, the left end, also plays a little outside linebacker, 6'5", 190, and a senior. And Josh Alford is the right end and strong side outside linebacker, 6'5", 195, and a senior. Those are the starters for both teams. That brought to you by Bowler's Universe. Bowler's Universe is open Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., Fridays until midnight, Saturdays 4 p.m. to midnight, offering many menu items, burgers, fries, specialty pizzas. Try one of their craft beers, and be sure and let them know about some more things that are going on that you want them to do there. David Smith from Newport Beach, California, watching the game, or listening to the game, I should say. 217-473-5151 is the text number you can send. Pike County Express, your local family-owned newspaper serving Pike County since 1991. Check it out each Wednesday on a newsstand near you. If you wonder why I get some of those going a little bit ahead of time, well, last time I did a broadcast here between Forreston and Central, they went no huddle, both of them, and there wasn't much time to do anything but breathe every once in a while, Bob.
I know some of those spread offenses that we saw when we played some 3A games were like that, but yeah, even now the 1A really good programs use a lot of no huddle and go fast. Bob Lonergan, that was one of the keys, I think, at Ridgeview last week, as we got out and went fast for the first two possessions.
Caught 'em all
and put a lot of pressure on and worked out well. You know, Jack, I've been noticing the pregame things are a little different here at the state finals, as they should be. You know, there's a lot more circumstance and pomp that goes on here. They separated both teams to separate tunnels and then brought them all out again. And so it's a little different, you know, a lot of times of your not only their height but the rhythm of the start of the game. It's a little different here in Champaign, but I think that's okay. Everybody's still enjoying their day.
Have they walked across and shook hands before the game yet? because they usually do that too.
I think they're getting ready to do that. They're all lined up, it appears. If they're doing that, I don't know.
I mean, they do it in basketball, and I think they do it in football too, but we'll see if they're going to bring them all together and tell everybody to do it the right way, and that is be good sportsmen. Say a little prayer for these kids as they're playing in a state championship game today. That is exciting. Damon Emmerich at Great River Bank here to help you with your auto, residential, and commercial loan needs. Call Damon at 217-285-4404. We'll have basketball action at noon today from Boschel Gymnasium as Pittsfield takes on Western, and then there'll be a game at 1:30 today. Then they'll start again at 4 o'clock, I do believe, and 5:30 with the final game between Porta and Pittsfield. Payson and Liberty will be in that mix also. Camp Point Central was due to play in that, but they're a little busy today and can't really play basketball.
Jack, you having fun doing football and basketball the same week? It's got to be a lot of fun for the whole family, huh?
Well, it is a good time. But, Bob, it's kind of like we had the COVID year when we planted the corn and then took the corn out in the same year. And that was something you reminded us of. Carter Eiler is going to tee it off from the 40-yard line on the south end of Memorial Stadium. And back deep will be Gunnar Lobdell and Jake Zeal. And we're trying to get, let's see, Zeal is on the closest to us here. Lobdell in the middle, I do believe, and we'll try to pick up the other man on the right side also. 3-man deep as the Panthers likes to come out and kind of fake the onside.
We're at 10:05, Jack. We're getting close to kickoff here. This 10:05 start. The clock says 12 minutes on the Memorial Stadium clock, and there's Carter Eiler with approaching the ball. But now the Panthers reset, and Jack, give us a call for the first event of IHSA Class 1A state title.
The ball's going to go over the big orange eye. A pretty good kick down to about the 21-yard line, 25, 30, 35-yard line. Good field position for the Lena Winslow. We'll call him Lee Win the rest of the day. And they'll set the ball up right about the 38-yard line, I do believe, 1st and 10 for Lena. Good return of about 17 yards. They're going to set it on the 39 now, it appears.
Jack, I had Nick Enden returning that kick for the Panthers to down to the 39-yard line. For the Central Panthers, we have to make sure we're clear about which Panther we're talking about. First tackle of the game, Jack, number 20, Mason Miller.
Streckwald, the quarterback, under center. He'll give the ball to the first. No, he had trouble with the ball. The ball was loose. He falls on it at the 38-yard line. Loss of 1 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down and 11 as the Panthers line was able to break through a little bit for the Camp Point Central squad.
Owen Roth on the good push, and Isaac Ginnenbacher almost fell on that mishandled exchange.
Tried to get the handoff, but the quarterback, Streckwald, had to fall on that ball and to retain the possession. 2nd down, 11 yards to go, 38-yard line. Just underway here on Central Illinois Sports. 217-473-5151. Let us know where you're listening from today.
Jack, I noticed the Lena Winslow uniforms all have Lee Win on the back of their numbers, so
they're pitching it out to Zeal on the outside, tries to turn the corner. Panthers do a nice job on the defensive side for Camp Point Central. Zeal will get the ball out to the 44-yard line, so he'll gain 6 on the play, bring up a 3rd down and 5 yards to go.
Elijah Ginnenbacher, no surprise, Jack, in on one of the early tackles as Gavin Blewett coming up from a safety position to clean up that short run by the Panthers from Lee Win. 3rd down for them.
You got to be careful about long runs. I think the big thing is to get this game to be a little quicker game. Wide out to the right side and a wishbone formation for the first time today. Streckwald, the quarterback. He'll give the ball in the counter play on the outside. Man is tackled just over the 45, call it the 46-yard line. That's Obdell. He picks up 2, and it's going to bring up a 4th and 3. And might Lee Win go for the 4th down at their own 46-yard line? Obdell's usually the punter also for this team, but I don't imagine Lee Win's probably been in the 4th and 3 on their first series too many times. Let's see how confident Coach Aaron is. I would say they'll probably try to go for it.
We had 2 All-Staters involved in that play. Lobdell on the carry and Isaac Ginnenbacher on the tackle. Right here at the 45 plus a half yard for Lena Win Panthers to they have 4 down for the first, Jack?
Yep, we need 3 yards, so we'll see what's going to happen. They start a man. People got a little bit of motion. Ball comes down to about the 48, and I think he's short. Yep, they're going to give the ball up to the Panthers in Panther territory. Obdell ran the ball to the 48, call it the 49-yard line. He didn't get quite what he needed in a 1st and 10 for the Panthers of Camp Point Central, so no touchdown in the early going for Lee Win, guys.
Owen Roth and Caden Niekamp pushed the line to make that stop. They gave up 3. but didn't give up 4, and that was the difference. Here's the Panther offense, 1st and 10 from the 48. Nick Moore behind center.
Single wing, double setbacks in the backfield. They give it to the second man through. That's Ginnebacher. Got some running room on the outside. Crosses the 45 down to the 42-yard line. And he started out at the 49, so gains almost 7 on the play. Should bring up a second down and a long 3 for the Panthers, as Ginnebacher doing a nice job. Right back to the line of scrimmage come the Panthers at the 9:35 or 25 mark. Camp Point Central Panthers. We're going to say Panthers, and we'll be Camp Point Central most of the day. Double wing formation. Giving the ball on the outside. That's to Pabin. Going to be stopped short as he was tackled for a loss on the play. Couldn't turn the corner. The end doing a good job along with the linebackers filling there. And Pabin's going to lose some yardage back to the 46.
That jet to the right side is one that's kind of a make or break. If that end is blocked, it's a good gainer. If it's not blocked, it's a loser. And here's what happened on that one. That's the same play. We're looking for 4th and 2 the other day, and we got a touchdown out of it. But now we got 3rd and long.
Pabin was able to get some good gains on that earlier. Here comes a new man in. Is that Louderback coming in? No, that's Connor Griffin coming into the game. So Riley will leave for now. We're back to that original starting lineup we saw during the season. Moore under center, double wing formation, 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Panthers in motion. Back to passes. Moore, ball knocked away. Ball comes loose. And who's got the ball? Did the Panthers of Central or Lewin fall on it? As Moore was hit from the blind side there, and the Panthers retained the ball on a 4th down situation on the 49-yard line of the Panthers. So they lose 4 yards on the play, and it brings up a 4th down and about 13, they say. So punt formation. Moore's the punter for the Panthers, the quarterback. Nobody blocking on that side, and Lewin doing what they usually do, and that's doing a nice job of putting pressure on the pass. Panthers were coming out, and the Camp Point Central Panthers, to try to hit some pay dirt on that one in the early going.
Well, that play that we didn't get on 2nd down, which turned us into 3rd and long, was a difficult part of this series. We'll see if Nick can get one, hit a little deep here and flip the field.
He's going to fake it and go for it. Little pass across the middle. Got a man open. Had the man in Alfred open and not going to make the play as he was open on the 35. Just overthrew him. And the Panthers will give it up on downs. And Lewin will have the ball for the second time on the Panthers' 49-yard line of Camp Point Central. Both teams taking chances. And he had the play, but Moore got a little bit of extra adrenaline on that
Just
one.
missing by a yard, and Josh was wide open. Nick rolled to the right, a little misdirection. And, Jack, we've got our first TV media timeout coming up here. I don't know if you want to take a spot here, too. Go ahead.
We'll take a timeout on the field with them on this one. We'll get things set up here to be able to do that. Timeout on the field, we'll take it, too. Stay tuned. No score in the ball game on the Truck Scoreboard on Central Illinois Sports.
Trucks LLC will be located this fall in the new building at 14 East Industrial Park Drive in Pittsfield. Call 217-922-0044. Diesel repair service offering 24-hour roadside repair, mobile service units, semi-truck and trailers, farm and ag equipment, DOT inspections, hydraulic hose repair, anything diesel, we can come to you along the road in the field or at your shop. It's Trucks. Call 217-922-0044. That's 217-922-0044. Welcome to Douglas Automotive and Tire, your expert truck and car repair center in Pittsfield, Illinois. We provide full service from oil changes to new tires and everything in between. Contact us today to schedule service. We're located at 303 West Jefferson Street in Pittsfield, Illinois. Call 217-922-0064. That's 217-922-0064. Britton and the gang know cars, and if you need repairs, call Douglas Automotive today for all your repairs.
Welcome back, as we want to thank Great Rivers Bank for being our pregame sponsor. Each team's had the ball one time in the early going, guys, and feeling it out. Both look pretty equal to the task. That the Panthers of Camp Point Central had a chance to break the backs of the Panthers of Lena Winslow, but just overthrew it there. Now what's important, Bob Lonergan?
Come out and do what you did the first drive and stuff them, keep them from getting that first down, a little bit of momentum.
7:38 left first quarter, no score in the ball game. Lena in the wishbone formation. Struckwald will give the ball on the counter play on the right side. Big gain by the man, and he's wide open. Breaking the tackles is Zeal down to the 20-yard line. Going to be knocked out of bounds on about the 17-yard line. And I'm sure he's used to going for a touchdown there, but give him 32 yards on Zeal on the counter play. They kind of ran that double crisscross counter we've seen many times, Bob, and they were able to make it happen on the left side of the Panthers' defense.
Yep. Little counter there.
Down to the 12-yard line, Isaac Genbacher retreats and makes that tackle at the 12. And good big momentum on the first play from scrimmage here for the Leewin Panthers, Jack.
Now it's important for Strickwald and their gang to get one in, for the Panthers of Camp Point Central to get it stopped. Wishbone formation. Strickwald gives it to the fullback across the middle. Big gain across the middle for him. And that man was Gage Dunker. Dunker's going to get the ball to the 9-yard line, gain 8 on the play, and bring up a 2nd down and 2, I do believe.
Gavin Graves, Elijah Gennebacher on the tackle for the Panthers. Now we go a little heavier in the middle line. Cole Prock coming in, and one of our cornerbacks comes off.
From the 9-yard line, Leewin with the ball, their second possession. Each team tried to go for it on 4th down. Neither was successful, but Leewin on their second possession is moving the ball very handily here. They come to the line of scrimmage, double tight end set, wishbone formation, Streckwald the quarterback. He'll give the ball to the second man through, try to break outside close to the end zone, tackled short, no, going to be tackled on the 6.
Pabin.
That is Abdel, and Pabin comes up and makes the tackle. Gains 3 on the play, so I'll give him a 1st and goal on the 6-yard line at the 6:43 mark. Pabin saved the day with that tackle, though. You got to be careful of getting down too low and having the man hop over you. Abdel tried to do that, but had a little success. 1st and goal from the 6-yard line for Lena Winslow. No score in the ball game on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. They come out in the single wishbone set with a fullback straight behind the quarterback. They'll give it to the fullback on the outside, trying to get inside, still on his feet, close to the end zone. Going to be stopped at about the 2-yard line. Call it the 1, gain of 5 on the play, and a 2nd down and goal to goal from the 1. I think one of the big things that's important here for the Camp Point Central Panthers is they haven't just given up that easy big play right off the bat. They're still fighting despite the success of Leewin.
Yep.
Cole Proctor and Caden Niekamp in there for that stop, Jack, to start the line, and then assisted by Owen Roth and pushed them back to the 2-yard line. Still a lot of pressure on the Central defense.
Streckwald, the quarterback, in the wishbone. Gets the ball in the counter play. Man tackled by Riggs at the line of scrimmage. He will not make it in on that, and it'll be a 3rd and about 1.5 for Leewin with 5:30 count.
Darren Rigg, Jack, came up on a solo tackle from the edge. Great job by Darren Rigg. You know, he's made some tremendous plays for the Panthers this season.
Now you've got a 3rd down and goal from the 1. 2 big stops for the Panthers needed to keep Leewin out. But, boy, would that be a difference maker right now. But they are showing they're going to be tough on the line of scrimmage. Leewin with that big line averaging about 212 pounds per guy, all seniors but 1. Offset I formation. They give it across the middle and into the end zone for the touchdown is Leewin. And was that Zeal in there on that?
Gage Dunker, fullback Gage Dunker on the carry, Jack.
Okay, Dunker with the 1-yard run for the touchdown. And Leewin takes the early 6-0 lead. It comes at the 5:08 mark of the first quarter of play. And Lena Winslow has the first points on the board. Now, I think they're a 2-point conversion type team like the Panthers. Panthers did all they could there, but they just gave up too much yardage on that one big play. And when you give up 32 on a play, it's hard to hold them out.
Now they're to the 3-yard line for the 2-point conversion.
Single wing, start a man in motion. Pitch it outside to Zeal. Trying to turn the corner. Hops over a man and into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. 8-0 Leewin with the lead as Zeal takes it in from 3 yards out. We've got a timeout on the field, and we'll take it too. Hope you'll stay tuned for more on Central Illinois Sports after these important messages.
Williams Auto Sales, 439 North 3rd in Quincy is your headquarters for quality used vehicles. Shop their 439 North 3rd location Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturdays 9 to 2. Check out their inventory of WilliamsAutosalesQuincy.com or call Tony the Truck Guy at 217-223-3325. Williams Auto Sales, 439 North 3rd in Quincy, wishing the Panthers the best of luck this year. Give them a call at 217-223-3325. Williams Auto Sales.
For nearly 40 years, the Niebuhr Funeral Home has been serving our area with professionalism and compassion. This is our business, our hometown. You can be assured we take great personal pride in serving your family in your time of loss. We're locally owned. We're your friends and neighbors. We care about you and your family. Niebuhr Funeral Home, with locations in Pittsfield and Barry, serving our community with compassion and respect.
Welcome back. Lewin has broke the pay dirt first for the squad here as the Panthers of Camp Point Central went for it, and Lewin goes from the 49-yard line all the way to the end zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plays for the touchdown. The 2-point conversion by Zeal is good, and it's 8-0 Lena Winslow in the early going on this one. Want to welcome Steve Beheimer to our broadcast today. So the Panthers of Camp Point Central will get the kickoff as Lena Winslow's Lobdell will set the ball on the 40-yard line. He is normally their kicker. Yeah, I think it's him. Panthers have Pabin and who? Gavin Graves back deep?
I think that's right, Jack. They're about the 8-yard line of the University of Illinois football field.
Be careful. Lewin might want to try something fancy here to get the ball back if they could. From the 40 going to the south, they'll kick with the wind at their back. They'll kick a little pooch kick across the middle. Nice. Panthers fall on it, and the Panthers of Camp Point Central will have the ball in good field position as Lewin was going for pay dirt there, and the Panthers of Camp Point Central 1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line. There was no doubt in my mind that they might try something like that, and I guess it's right on the 50, is it not?
Heads-up play by the Panthers 58. Wes Crooks to be ready for the quick, hard kick to him. He caught it on one bounce and fell right at the 50-yard line. The big block, orange eye, Jack.
Dorian, a double wing formation. They'll give the ball to the fullback across the middle, across the midfield, gain a couple of yards on the play. Is that Griffin or Riggs? That's
Ross
Riggs.
Riley.
Or Riley. Riley's going to gain
a
yard on the play, give it a second down and 9 yards to go as they're selling out right in the middle here, 4:50 and counting in the first quarter of play, 8-0 on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. Trucks 922-0044 for Trucks. Panthers Moore brings the play in from the sidelines from Casey Ray. We saw that the pass was going to be open before, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the Panthers go back to the air sometimes here in this series.
Safeties are up.
Wide out on the left-hand side. Single setback with a double wing formation. Man in motion. They give the ball to the fullback across the middle again. That's Riggs. He's going to get the ball down to the 47-yard line, gain of 2, and bring up a 3rd down and 7. And I would say we're in 4-down territory if I were guessing for Central's Panthers.
I don't think we're going to leave anything on the playbook to take home with us, Jack. I think we're going to dump them all out. We know we're playing a strong team today, so we're going to do all we can to move the ball. But we got a long 7 here, Jack.
Offset I formation, more under center. He hands the ball to Ginnebacher outside, going to beat a man around the corner. 45 going out at about the 41-yard line is Ginnebacher. Needed to get to the 40 for the first down. Give him 6 on the play and bring up a 4th down and 1. And Ginnebacher knew where he needed to get to, but he was just run out of bounds there at the 3:46 mark. Panthers on a 4th down, no huddle offense here. Go right to the line of scrimmage. They'll try that hard count with Ginnebacher breaking first, I would think. They do. Ginnebacher will return to his spot once again. I think I've seen him a few times. The fullback is Riley, I do believe, is it not?
Yeah, Ross is at the fullback, and Gavin Graves this side. That's to Ross. He's got the first down on Moore, Jack, inside the 35.
Riley down to the 34, give him 6 on the play and a 1st and 10 for the Panthers of Camp Point Central. 3:43 left in the quarter. And it's important for the Panthers to establish a good running game right now and get things down and try to get this game evened up. They trail 8-0 in the early going here in the first quarter of play. Panthers come to the line of scrimmage with Ross, the center, double wing formation. Griffin in at fullback. Give the ball to Griffin across the middle. He's going to be stopped after about a 1-yard gain on the play and bring up a 2nd and 9 as there's not much open in the middle right now.
Good to have Connor in there carrying the ball here in the first half for us, Jack. They give him close to 2 on that one. Now they move it back a half a yard. So I was going to almost give him 2, but now they moved it back. But he still have a 2nd and 9 here for the Panthers at the 33, heading to the north side of Memorial Stadium.
Lobdell was in on the tackle that time. Double wing formation again. Same guys in the wings. Back to passes. Moore got a man open across the middle and throws it a little wide of him, an incomplete pass. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 9. And Moore just leading these men a little bit too much, and the ball goes back to about the 33-yard line. Panthers in 4-down territory, but showing they can pass the ball. Moore's just got to be able to get that touch with the cold hands.
Yeah, loosen that defense up a little bit here, make it back off a hair.
Intended for Carter Eiler, Jack, our tight end, sneaking out there for about a 7-yard route he was on, and Nick just led him by an extra yard to the flat.
Now, since they've got about 8 men in the box, maybe 9, don't be surprised if you see something like Isaac Ginenbacher getting that little quick hitter he got against Greenfield.
Wide left.
2 wide outs on the left-hand side.
We have an empty backfield, Jack. Look at that. Here comes Drew in motion.
More back to pass, under pressure. Got a man open across the middle. Ball is
picked off.
No, the ball's on the ground. Is it not? No, they're going to call it
Intercepted by number 4, Gage Dunker. And then he must have just dropped it right away because it wasn't in his hand very long, Bobby.
Yeah, I thought he picked it off at first, but then I thought it was incomplete.
Ball on the 29-yard line, and that's where Lena Winslow is going to take over. 2:42 in the first quarter, so a turnover. Big change of possession here for Lena Winslow. Streckwald, the quarterback, in the wishbone formation. Gives the ball on the counter play on the outside. Man still on his feet. That's Abdel, I do believe.
Nope, Zeal, I believe.
Zeal?
Yeah.
Okay, Zeal across the 30 out to the 33-yard line. Give him a gain of 4. It'll bring a second down and 6 yards to go for Lena Winslow at the 2:25 mark of the quarter.
Our senior defensive end, Josh Alford, on a nice made his blocker peel away and came back for the tackle by Josh.
Don't panic here, folks. Things are just fine. Just got some things to work on. Bob, you need to speak up, Charlie says.
Jack, we got the sun coming out here to get us into the rest of the first quarter.
Double wing formation now for this squad. Man in motion. They'll hand it to the man in motion on the left side. Try to get outside. Nice job by the Panther defense as Riggs was one of the men on the tackle. Abdel gets the ball out to the 35-yard line. Gains 2 on the play. Brings up a 3rd and 4. Panther defense up to the task.
Done a good job of holding Lobdell down so far. He only has 8 yards on 5 carries.
Gavin Gray's up from his corner spot to help with that tackle, Jack. Ball right here at the near hash mark, which is for us on the east side, the west half of the mark of the field.
Lena Winslow's only punted 10 times this season. 2 setbacks in the backfield. Steckwall, the quarterback, pitching outside, trying to turn the corner. Zeal gets to the corner, gets the ball out to the 42-yard line, and we'll have enough for the first down. Gain 7 on the play, needed 4. 1st and 10 for Lewin at the 122 mark on a pitch on the outside, and they've been able to get the ball on the outside on the seam to the left-hand side a couple of times.
I've noticed we have Drew, our corner, up there to turn that play back in, and their blocker just takes him out, and the other guy isn't quite in there to make the tackle, so I can see their blocking schemes are really strong.
Panthers are on a 5-man set. Lyman a little slow getting set on the line. Man in motion outside is the fullback. That's Dunker. He's into Panther territory all the way down to the 41-yard line. That will be a gain of 17 on the play and another first down for Lena Winslow. Their machine's starting to run a little bit, and it's important for the Panthers to come up with something here with 50 seconds left in the first quarter, trailing 8-0 in the early going.
5 first downs.
And we have a cornerback up. Gavin Graves again making that stop, Jack. Let's start calling some linebacker names for tackles. That'll help us.
Double tight end set with the wing on the right. They're going to try a little counter play, and Abdul tries to break across the grain as he had big opening ahead of him but decided to come back across. He'll get it out to about the 37-yard line. Gain 4 on the play. Bring up a 2nd and 6. I was surprised he cut back that time.
He stumbled a little bit there when he got the ball.
They came back into our play. Cole Proct is in on the tackle, and our near side linebacker are over here too. I can't get that number, Jack, who's our near side back. Oh, it's Hunter Lauterbach helping with on the assist too.
They called a 2nd and 7 on the board. 5 seconds left first quarter. I think we're going to end the first quarter with Lewin up by an 8-0 count. Timeout on the field. We'll take it too. End of 1 quarter of play. Lena Winslow leads the Camp Point Central Panthers 8-0 on Central Illinois Sports from Memorial Stadium. State championship action. More comes your way in a minute.
Few things compare to Camp Point Central's fans' dedication to the Panthers. The same can be said about Channel and the farmers they serve. You see, unlike other seed companies, they don't have salesmen. With Channel, you get the advantage of a dedicated Channel seedsman, a trusted year-round advisor who can provide the right recommendations for your fields. It's their hands-on approach that truly sets them apart. Customized service, expert advice, elite seed management products. Find your Channel seedsman at channel.com or contact local district sales manager Matt Hughes at 217-242-8852. Helena Agra of Camp Point, Illinois is a proud sponsor of the broadcast of Camp Point Central football. For all your seed, fertilizer, and ag chemical needs, the experts at Helena Agra, Brian Obert, Dustin Roskamp, are the guys to call. Let them show you the best seed, fertilizer, and ag chemicals to make your farming operation a success. Call 217-593-7761. That's 217-593-7761 for Helena Agra. Helena Agra says, go Panthers!
Welcome back to second quarter action on Central Illinois Sports. Glad you've joined us for the broadcast. Bob Ray, Bob Larnigan, myself, Jack Hull on Central Illinois Sports. Audio only today as they are playing the TV games, of course, on the CW, on the WGM at home. Wherever you're listening from, we would love to hear from you. 217-473-5151. On the Trucks LLC scoreboard, 8-0 Lena Winslow, and they face a 2nd down and 7 from the Panther 37-yard line. Don't forget, if you're in the market for a new home loan, talk to the experts at Great Rivers Bank, locations in Barry, Pittsfield, Liberty, and Hannibal. They're here to serve the entire region and beyond. Check out their online loan applications at greatriversbank.bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender. And we tell you about Real Net and Twine, located just north of Pittsfield, across from the airport. Real Net and Twine is your local headquarters for concrete lawn ornaments, statues, fountains, and so much more. Stop by and see them or call 217-285-5013 for Real Net and Twine. And guys, if you've got that one person who likes to shake their gifts, buy one of those concrete lawn ornaments and wrap that one up under the tree, and most people won't be picking it up, especially if you get one of those big sockies all painted up. They weigh about 600 pounds.
Wow.
That'd slow them down, wouldn't it?
That would.
Make for a good panther, too, Bob. Right out there in your front yard.
I guess we only have to do that one time, Jack, then they get the message, right? So
That's right.
We got the sun out, but the lights are still on at Memorial Stadium. They've been on since before 7 a.m., Jack. It was a pretty dreary, foggy, November-like morning here in Champaign, but it is approaching 50 degrees, I bet, so that helps.
Second quarter action, 8-0 Lewin, and they're on the run as they've got the ball on the 37-yard line, facing a 2nd down, and I would call it a short 7 yards if I were doing it. That looks more like 6 to me, any way you look at it. Ball on the 37-yard line. They need to get it to the 31. That looks like 6. Struckwall, the quarterback, he'll pitch it on the outside to Obdell. Obdell tries to turn the corner. He's going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 34.5-yard line, they say.
Good pressure by Caden Niekamp to chase him to the far side, and then the runner ran out of bounds a little bit. So it's 3rd down, and what do you have left there, Jack?
About
3.5?
About 3.5 yards to go as he stepped out a little quicker than we even thought. He was knocked out of bounds as Niekamp was able to get the play done. Really important here, 4-down territory. 3rd down, 3 yards to go, 11:55 left in the half. Ball on the 34-yard line, and here comes Lewin, the double wing and the double tight end set again with a single setback offside. They're going to give the ball that fullback across the middle. He breaks a couple of tackles, falls forward inside the 25 down to about the 23-yard line, 11 yards in the play, and another Lewin 1st down as the big fullback, 5'11", 194 Gage Dunker, was able to break a couple of tackles across the middle.
Owen Roth had a chance there right at the line of scrimmage, and the fullback just ran away from him a little bit and picked up another handful of yards. They're not quite in the red zone, Jack, but they're at the 23-yard line and just right next to that B1G logo on the field.
Yeah, the Big Ten with 15 or however many teams they have in it. We never know. Struckwall, the quarterback. Quarterback with a setback. They'll give it to the fullback on that side. Breaks a tackle, gets it across the 20, down to the 18-yard line, gains 5 on the play, brings up a 2nd and 5, and Lena Winslow able to get good yardage on 1st downs, and that's a difference maker in most ball games.
Yeah, that's a great start for these potent running attacks. You know, they like to get 3+ on the 1st down, and gives them a lot more flexibility in where they go on the 2nd and 3rd. Our linebackers are a little more active here on making some plays, Jack, but we need to tighten up here so we can stretch this into 2 more plays for the Panthers.
Camport Central was down 12-0 in their first game against Greenfield. They give the ball on the outside to Obdell, tried to break a tackle. He will not get the ball down to the 17, give him a gain of 1 on the play, and that brings up a 3rd and 4. And Obdell's finding the running to be a little bit tough, and Gunnar Lobdell, I should say, not Obdell. He's a 6'1", 184 and a senior, Lobdell, and he's an all-stater, is Gunnar Lobdell.
And
8 carries, 18 yards so far. Done a good job on him.
Owen Roth that time shook off 2 blockers, Jack, and still enabled to tackle and assisted by Hunter Lauterbach. Can't say enough great things about how Owen Roth has been playing for the Panthers this season.
You got to look at, this is kind of a gut check time, wide out to the right side. This is not a team that likes to pass, haven't thrown a pass in a couple of games. Pitching the ball on the outside is Zeal, trying to break it inside. Gets inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line. And that will be right at the yard marker. In fact, just a little bit short, I do believe. And they'll need a half a yard for the first down, I do believe. So give him.
They're going to measure, Jack. I think they're going to take a timeout to measure this one.
Looks like they're going to bring the chains in from the sidelines. It needed to get to the 13. It looked like it got to the 13. Got a pretty good spot on the ball. And it appears to me that the nose of the ball is going to be just enough to get that first down. They just wanted to see if those guys running the chains needed a little exercise, I think, right?
Warm them up a little.
Yeah, get everybody in the action here at the state finals game.
Ellis
What's it look like, Jack?
I think he's going to make it. Yep, just as we said. Moose Lodge 420. Check out their Friday meals at Moose Lodge 420 in Pittsfield. New specials each week. Food's hot. Drinks are cold at the Moose Lodge 420. It'll be a 1st and 10 from the 13. Moose Lodge has those coat racks up right now. If you've got a coat to give away, put one on the rack. If you need one, grab one. Moose Lodge trying to help out their community. Also, Pike County Concrete. When you're in need of concrete for your next job, call 285-5548 for Pike County Concrete in Pittsfield and Jacksonville.
I noticed on the field here, Jack, inside the 20, it's the orange Zupke field zone, not the red zone that you typically hear about.
Man in motion. They'll give the ball to the fullback across the middle. Got a big hole. He'll fall across the 5 down to the 2-yard line. Gain of 11 and a 1st and goal for Lewin. And the fullback's been the problem today, and that's been Gage Dunker, the 5'11", 194-pound man.
Elijah Ginnenbacher, leading Panther tackler, gets that one, Jack, assisted by Gavin Blewett, but not until he's inside the extra point try line.
Just about the 3-yard line, we'll call it, though. He's not very short there. But right now, you know, the Panthers of Lewin are selling out on the fullback for the Panthers of Camp Point Central. I don't know that you want to do quite the same thing, but they're slowing them down. But now Camp Point needs a couple of good plays. Streckwall, the quarterback, gives it to the fullback, and he will be into the end zone for the touchdown from 3 yards out. TD comes at the 9:03 mark of the second quarter of play. And after the interception, the ball was able to be taken from, let's see, the 37. No. We need to go all the way back to the 29-yard line, 71 yards on that series. And they cap it off with a 3-yard run by the fullback Dunker, his second touchdown of the day from 3 yards. And now they'll go for the 2-point conversion. Full house backfield. They give the ball. No, back is the quarterback to pass across the middle. Got a man wide open for the extra point. And a 16-0 Lee-Win lead here. The man catching the pass, trying to get him to turn. He's wearing 23, I do believe. That's Rowan Schultz. And Schultz is going to catch it for the 2-point conversion. Timeout on the field. We'll take it too. 16-0. Lena Winslow over Camp Point Central. More comes your way on Central Illinois Sports after these.
Dear Western Grain Service is your progressive feed and grain resource for Western Illinois. They offer a full range of feed products for all species and many grain merchandising opportunities with locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Western Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461 or on the web at dearwestergrain.com. Brian Dickhout Trekking, LLC has been in business since 1995. Brian Dickhout Trekking offers hauling of liquid and dry fertilizer, grain, rock, feed, lime, with local and long-distance hauling. Brian Dickhout Trekking is located at 1878 East 2100 Street, Camp Point. Call them at 217-257-8302. That's 257-8302. Long dumps, short dumps, hoppers, and tanks. When you need it hauled, trust the experts at Brian Dickhout Trekking, LLC in Camp Point. They deliver.
Welcome back on the broadcast. 16-0 Lena Winslow. They got that interception and got the ball on the 29-yard line, ran 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, or 13 plays for the touchdown, and the big fullback, Gage Dunker, picks up his second of the day, a 1-yard and a 3-yard run. First one came at the 5:08 mark of the first quarter, 9:03 in the second quarter. Now the Camp Point Central Panthers need to see what they can do with the kickoff. Last time it was an onside kick. Might Lee Win try it again? Some teams do it on every single kickoff.
We'll have to see if it's an onside or just a scooter, and that's just what this one is. It's kind of a dribbler to the reach side.
Really.
It's going
out of bounds, and that the Panthers can have the ball in the 35 or they can make them kick it again. And I'm going to bet the Panthers of Camp Point Central will take the ball in the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 at the 9:03 mark. That's the norm for most people, is to take the ball in the 35. That's not bad field position.
That's a pretty good penalty for kicking the ball out of bounds to get the ball to 35 automatically and go there. I thought the near side official kind of tossed that flag before the ball actually rolled out of bounds. And you, Bobby, he knew where it was going to go.
Yeah. Seems like Carter Eilers had some good luck getting the ball to stop right on that sideline, and maybe he knows it slopes off to the side to get the water off the field, you know?
Well, this is a nice turf field. This is the first time the Panthers have played on the turf, I think, this season, Jack, and we haven't played on the turf very many times at all. But that's, I'm sure, a little different feel for the Panthers as well, and as is all the steps for the day.
Lewin moved to Freeport last week for their game. Double wing formation. Riley, the fullback, behind Moore, the quarterback. They'll give the ball to the second man. That is Gittenbacher. Gittenbacher's going to get the ball down to the 38.5-yard line. Call it the 39. Gain of 4 on the play. Second down, 6 yards to go. Good pickup on first down, and that's what you need. You know, the thing about Gittenbacher is when he turns those hips and gets past that tackle, he's usually got one man to beat there for a touchdown, and he can make it happen. Moore, the quarterback, same formation. Moore, the quarterback, gives the ball, second man through on the right side, or the left side, and that is Graves, I do believe, and he's going to find nothing on the play, gain absolutely nothing at all. Was that
Pabin?
It was Pabin. Okay, so Pabin's had some tough running yards today. 3rd down, 6 yards to go. As they're really overplaying it on that side and able to bust through the line on the left side of the defense for Lewin. So a 3rd down, 6 yards to go for the Camp Point Central squad. They need some good yardage here. Moore, the quarterback, barks them out. Tries a little counter play. Same play again. Good yardage on this one. Man spins across the 45 out to about the 46-yard line. That should be enough for a first down, I do believe, for the Panthers. 7 yards on the play.
Pabin.
And Pabin picks it up on basically the same play, guys.
Well, that time he got to the corner and was able to cut it up, Jack. That play before, he didn't even make it to the corner. So all about a good block. That's all makes it work.
Moore under center again, quickly to the line of scrimmage. Starting Gittenbacher in motion. Now he'll return to the scene of the crime. 7:40 and counting. 16-0 Lee win over the Panthers of Central. Moore under center, barks him out, starts a man in motion, gives the ball outside. That is to Gittenbacher. He's going to get the ball down to about the 49-yard line. He'll gain 3 on the play and bring up a 2nd down and 7 for Camp Point Central.
Tackled right in the middle of the block eye, Jack, right in the middle of midfield almost at the 49-yard line. A few yards for Isaac. Same way we started the first series. Second series starts with a gain of about 3 or 4 for the Panthers.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage again. They'll give the ball on the inside. A little trouble getting to it that time as the man on the left wing was not able to get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll be stopped just short of the 49. We'll call it a 3rd down and 7.
Pabin.
And most of the time that play has not been successful so far today. He tried to break inside and still the middle of the line was clogged. Looks like Riley coming out, or is that Gittenbacher coming out?
That's Drew coming out, and probably Gavin Graves is in.
I think Hunter Lauterbach might be in too. I thought I saw Gittenbacher come off, but we'll look.
Yeah, Hunter Lauterbach, this is a good spot for him. He's a very strong runner and come through with a few big plays for the Panthers.
3rd down, 8 yards to go, 6:30 left in the half. Panthers trying to get a first down. Moore back to pass, across the middle. Got a man open there. And
nice catch.
Gittenbacher was in. He was wide out to the right, catches the ball inside the 35 under pressure. Probably should have been a pass interference, too. They get it down to the 34, 15 yards in the 1st and 10. And that was a great throw by Moore, but an even better catch by Gittenbacher.
Yeah, he was well defended. The ball was right in the right spot by Nick. Great touch. And we've got a timeout, Jack, I think by Lena Winslow. Yep, timeout Lena Winslow.
Timeout on the field. We will take it to 16-0. Lena Winslow with the lead. We will take the break and tell you more after these.
Brian Dickhout Trucking, LLC has been in business since 1995. Brian Dickhout Trucking offers hauling of liquid and dry fertilizer, grain, rock, feed, lime, with local and long-distance hauling. Brian Dickhout Trucking is located at 1878 East 2100 Street, Camp Point. Call them at 217-257-8302. That's 257-8302. Long dumps, short dumps, hoppers, and tanks. When you need it hauled, trust the experts at Brian Dickhout Trucking, LLC in Camp Point. They deliver. It's time to say Pepsi, please, at your local county market. Refreshment Services Pepsi and County Market, your best value for delicious drinks to get ready for every game. Stop by your local county market to pick up your favorite Pepsi products today. Stock up for your next family get-together. Refreshment Services Pepsi and County Market for the best price around on all your Pepsi products. You love them and they've got them at County Market. Stop by today and say, Pepsi, please, at your local county market.
Back to live action here. Panthers are on the move. That's the Camp Point Central Panthers as they've got the ball at the 34-yard line. What a catch by Isaac Genenbacher, and he has been the bulk of the offense, as the boys have told me on the timeout. But now let's see if we can get some other people in the play. Genenbacher on the right wing. Left wing is Paben, I do believe. And
we're still waiting for the media timeout to conclude, Jack.
Griffin's going to
now
be
we go.
the fullback, and now we're ready to go. We're the media, and we were ready to go. Why weren't they? Little funny set on the left-hand side by the wing this time. He's a little deeper. They're going to give the ball to the fullback across the middle.
Wasn't it?
Connor Griffin to the 31. Be nice to establish our fullback with 6 or 8 carries the rest of this drive for 30 yards, Jack.
Give him 3. Second down, 7 yards ago from the 31-yard line. 16-0 on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. 217-922-0044 for Trucks, your diesel repair scoreboard sponsor. You listen to it on Central Illinois Sports. Bob Ray, Bob Larnigan, Jack Hull bringing it to you. Kind of the old days of the radio broadcast today. We've done that a few times. Offset I formation. More under center. Pitches the ball wide on the outside. Turning back in is Paben. Looking to cut the grain again. Still on his feet. Paben being hard to bring down. It's going to get the ball down to about the 27-yard line. No, they're going to spot him all the way down to the 26-yard line, it appears. That's a good spot for the Panthers. And that'll bring up a third down and a short 2, I do believe.
3rd and 2. Drew got to the edge a little bit and came back up, but brought a lot of traffic with him, Jack. He's got to be careful to possess the ball.
He's just really hard to keep, been hard running the last few weeks, though, too.
He's had a great postseason, and his line play's been spectacular, too.
Riley's got the ball on the first down, carries the ball down to the 20-yard line. 6 yards on the play, and the 1st and 10 for the Panthers. And you can hear the Camp Point Central fans here yelling that thing, trying to get their team motivated here, guys.
And the Panthers in the orange Zupke Field zone for the first time today, Jack, on the state championship Friday. Go, Panthers, go.
19-yard line, Waters Concrete. Tim Waters offering quality concrete. Call 309-252-1052 for Waters Concrete. Double wing, Riley behind the quarterback. Keeps it himself, does more. Tries to break a tackle, back to the line of scrimmage. No gain, no loss. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. Nick Moore's had some opportunities to break open there, and luckily he comes away unscathed on the play.
Just another wrinkle to throw against the defense. He had a nice gain last week against Ridgeview at a critical time. And they like to run him to naked to all the way to the edge, but this time is more of a cut up through just on the outside of the tight end. But not much for there. Let's see if it helps set up something for this next play.
Going to be a 2nd down, 9 yards to go from the 19-yard line. 4 minutes left in the half. Panthers have all 3 of their timeouts. Lena Winslow's used one of theirs, we do think. Little offset I formation with a wing on the right side and Genenbacher. They'll give the ball to the guy on the right side. Got a good block across the middle. Gets it down to about the 16-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play to bring up a 3rd down and 7 in 4-down territory. Was that Paben again?
I think that was right.
No, that was right. That was Graves, I do believe.
Was it Graves?
Yeah, Graves is lining back up. So give Graves the gain down to the 16-yard line. Give him 3 on the play.
Yeah, here comes Paben bringing into play right now. You know, he had some openings and just one tackle away from breaking out another 5 or 6 yards, Jack.
How about a long run by Isaac Genenbacher right here? A little quick pass across the middle. They've got a safety that's hanging back there, though. 2 wideouts on the right-hand side.
2 plays to get a 1st down here.
More back to pass, under pressure. Got a man open. That's Genenbacher. Gets it inside down to the 13-yard line. Gains 3 on the play. That's going to bring up a 4th down and about 4 yards to go for the Panthers. Sitting about where they did when they scored on Greenfield when they needed to take the lead in that ball game. 2:50 and counting left. Ball in the 13, 4th and 4. Panthers Moore brings it in from their offensive coordinator in Casey Ray. Big play here for both teams. Moore waits to go under center. Starts a man in motion in Genenbacher. Now he'll return, trying to get everybody to jump offside. No penalties in the first half of this one, to my recollection, other than the ball kicked out of bounds.
I know Brad and Casey are standing beside each other, and there's the timeout. I figured they were going to wait and wait and wait, and not often Brad and Casey are that close together on the field, so I figured there's a timeout coming, Jack.
Timeout on the field. We'll take it, too. We'll hear from one of our great sponsors. Hope you'll stay tuned. More comes your way after this.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Derek Harris, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, you can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's the new beginning. Stop by the office at 1891 Main Street, Quincy. Edward Jones, making sense of investments, member SIPC.
Welcome back on the live broadcast on Central Illinois Sports. Glad you've joined us today. Nick Flowers, longtime head coach of Carrollton, who was here just a year ago listening today. And Nick, our old buddy, prayers for you and success in all your farming operations now. Hope things are going well for you. Panthers need a first down here, and you know exactly what they're feeling as Grant Pullman and the gang. Grant wearing a new number last year. I noticed that right off the bat on the broadcast. His jersey was torn up so much, had to put a new jersey on him. And, you know, teams don't really have the budgets of the U of I to be able to do that most of the time. You listen to it on Central Illinois Sports on YouTube, usually video too. We hope you've enjoyed all of it. Subscribe to our broadcast if you would, please. Hit that subscribe button. Double setbacks in the backfield, more under center. See what coach has got going here. Pitching the ball outside to the All-Stater, and he's going to be stopped at about the 12-yard line. Gain of 1, needed 4. And it'll bring up a 1st and 10 for Lee Win. Nice job by the left side on the defense. Zeal was one of the guys in on that, I know.
Tried to make a quick play to the near side for the Panthers, getting the ball to your All-Stater. That's a good move, Jack. Don't you think, getting the ball in the best hands, in the hands of your best player?
Playmaker.
Every time you get an opportunity in a play like that, you got to go to the man. Now the defense needs to hold here with 2:20 left in the half. Lena Winslow leading by a 16-0 count. You do not want to give up a big play here. Wide out to the right-hand side. Strickwald, the quarterback, wearing the number 5, resets the offense on an offset formation. They'll give the ball on the outside. That's to Obdell trying to turn the corner. Penalty flag on the play. First one we've seen. He's running out of bounds again. Going to get the ball out to about the 21-yard line. But I think this one's going to come back on a hold if I'm not mistaken.
One-on-one tackle by Gavin Blewett. Great play over there by our junior safety. He was all alone on the edge and made the play. Jack, we don't have the call yet.
Still waiting for the play. I can't imagine it being anything else other than a hold or an illegal block.
It's marked. The flag's all the way back at the 10-yard line too, Jack.
I don't think anybody hit the quarterback late on that one. Illegal shift, and so that'll take them 5 yards back and repeat first down, I do believe, right?
Correct.
Should take the ball down to, will they go half the distance?
It did be 5 yards.
Oh, it's 5 yards,
12,
that's right.
Yeah.
So down to the 7, bring up a first down and 15 at the 2:12 mark as Obdell ran out of bounds.
Well, Lee Wynn didn't like the call because they do, like us, have a lot of people in motion at different times, and I bet they feel like this is something the officials might not have seen before. I know that happened in Rochester SHG game.
Where's he going to set that? Now he's going to set it on the 7. He did the hokey pokey for just a minute. But finally he set the ball down.
All right, so we got replay first down, Jack, first and 15.
First and 15. Clock starts again at the 2:05 mark. So Lee Wynn with a long way to go, but a 16-0 lead. Why don't you try a pass and throw an interception or get a fumble here? Man breaks a couple of tackles all the way out to the 19-yard line. And that's the All-Stater in Lobdell. Lobdell gets it out to the 19, so gains 12, brings up a 2nd down and 3. Clock still ticking away. Panthers of Camp Point Central won't use the timeout here. I thought maybe Lee Wynn might. They lead 16-0, though, feeling pretty comfortable right now, I'm sure. Camp Point Central will get the kickoff in the second half. They'll start a little counter play on the other side.
Oh, that's a great play by the defensive line.
What a play as Lobdell tried to get outside, and he was knocked
Josh
out. Alford put him on his can that time, back to the 17-yard line, loss of 2, and brings up a 3rd down and 5.
Timeout, Lee Wynn.
Lee Wynn calls the timeout with 1:22 left in the half. Timeout on the field. We'll take it to a single 30-second timeout. Illini Community Hospital, our sponsor.
Illini Community Hospital is committed to providing high-quality specialty care close to home. We are pleased to welcome Dr. William Severino, urologist, and Dr. Mark Mount, ear, nose, and throat physician, to the consulting physician clinic team at the Castile Center. Specialty care is also provided for orthopedics, cardiology, podiatry, obstetrics, oncology, and more. Learn more by visiting IlliniHospital.org or call 217-285-2113, extension 3950 to schedule an appointment.
When you think of fall, what comes to mind besides pumpkins, honey, and football? How about fertilizer? Studies show more than one-third of your crop's yield is determined by fertilizer alone. Studies also show as much as 40% potassium and 30% phosphate gets tied up in stalks and residue, as well as high clay content. Nutrient Ag Solutions
I was wrong. The Panthers of Camp Point Central took that time out with the ball marked at the 19-yard line, 1:22 to go in the first half. Third down, 3. Lena Winslow.
And 30% phosphate gets tied up in stalks and residue, as well as high clay content. Nutrient Ag Solutions recommends Titan, which is an innovative fertilizer catalyst designed for use with dry fertilizer blends. Titan will keep nutrients from being tied up and increase fertilizer availability in your crop.
Gavin Graves on the tackle for the Panthers, and kind of like the first half has gone, Jack, we had making good plays here, just not exactly executing level here, and Lee Wynn moves the ball forward, 1st and 10.
Big thing is to stop them here, go into the halftime, and regroup. Next play comes up the middle. Ball's going to be taken at about the 25-yard line with under a minute left. Who ran the ball?
Lobdell on that carry. Hunter Lotta back on the stop. 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9. Lee Wynn, ball at the 25-yard line. Yeah, there he finally puts it up.
You got to believe they're going to try something to break somebody wide open with 40 seconds left, or a long pitch outside. Yeah, they're trying to get Dunker on the outside. He's going to run to the sideline, be knocked out of bounds right about the 30-yard line. He'll gain 5, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 4. Clock stopped with 33 seconds left. 16-0 in favor of Lena Winslow over the Camp Point Central Panthers here. Both teams 13-0. Good football game here in action. Down to the 31, they call it. So it'll be a 3rd down and 3.
Some kind of trick play here, potentially. I could see a running back pass. Who knows what.
Lee Wynn is not lost a game in quite a while, but we'll see what happens here. See if the Panthers of Camp Point Central can hold them out. Clock stopped, 33 seconds left. 3rd down, 3 yards to go. They're going to give the ball on the outside. Man's going to be stopped without much of a gain.
Well, I don't think he got to the first down. They're stopping the clock.
They act like the ball got loose. Panthers were on that ball, knocked it loose. They're going to come up with it, but they will not get it. That was Dunker in on the carry, was it not?
And Panthers take the 3rd final time out of the half, Jack.
I think we're going to keep it right here, guys.
All right.
The ball's going to be on the 31.5-yard line, going to bring up a 4th down and about 2, and you would think Lee Wynn would need to think about punting in this situation, even though they've only punted 10 times this season total. Illini Express is here to serve you with walk-in medical care when you need it. Open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every Monday through Saturday. Illini Express sees patients ages 18 months and older with no appointment necessary. Learn more about the services offered at Illini Express by visiting IlliniHospital.org. Bless me. Well, What do you think here, guys?
Well, Lee Wynn's got a 4th down play with 2 to go, 29 seconds till the halftime, 16-point lead. They've got all the momentum running, Jack. I think they're going to run their fullback for hope they get. They're hoping to get 3 yards and keep the clock moving.
Panthers cannot call a timeout, but the clock would stop on a change of possession if they hold them out. But it's a pretty gutsy call when you've got to go about 2.5.
I don't get it.
About 2.5 yards. They'll try a hard count probably first. Lobdell's their punter normally. See what Lee Wynn's going to come out in with the clock stopped at the 29-second mark. They've got a man back to punt. Lobdell, that's good football if that's what they do. They could hike the ball short too. Lobdell is also their all-state running back. He'll get the hike from center. One over his head would be really nice right now. He will get the punt away, and they will punt for the 11th time this season. The ball will roll dead on about the 37-yard line. Clock stops with 20 seconds left, and the Panthers of Camp Point Central's defense is held, and they'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line. So a good job on the defensive side by the Camp Point Central Panthers, keeping this game very reachable at this point. 16-0 Lee Wynn. You got to give Lena Winslow credit, though. They made both those 2-point conversions, and those are very big.
How many yards on that last possession for the Lena Winslow, Jack? That was our best defensive showing, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, they started on the 12, got it out to the 31, so 19 total yards. Did get a first down, and they piled up some first downs. And with 20 seconds left, Moore will bring the play in from the sidelines. You know, you want to be careful here, but you can just about go for broke on this one with some kind of a passing play or see if you can get your all-stater open in the open field. See how fast Ginnenbacher could run on the turf. Give the ball to fullback. That's Riley. He's going to gain big yardage out to the 45, out to the 47-yard line.
Gosh, good run by Ross Riley until he's tackled there by 62, Henry Engel.
Yeah, they will not be able to stop the clock just on the change of possession. So a 1st and 10 for the Panthers, 10 yards by Riley. Now they'll start the clock, and the Panthers will have it 1st and 10. Moore under center. Gives the ball on the outside. That's Graves, and he's going nowhere, back to the 45-yard line, and that play's been terribly
That'll end it, Jack.
We're
finished the first half.
First half is in the books, 16-0. Lena Winslow leads the Camp Point Central Panthers. We'll take a extended timeout here real quick and tell you we'll be back with halftime stats and more on Central Illinois Sports. Send us a text, 217-473-5151. We're back with more after these.
Damon Plumbing, serving all of Pike County and the surrounding area with quality residential and commercial plumbing services. Damon Plumbing offers septic installation, drain cleaning, new water lines, remodel work for your home, or if you're planning a new build, make sure you include the Damon boys. To get it right the first time, no job too big. Have you seen Braden and Doug? Or too small? Sorry, Corby, couldn't resist. Call Braden at 217-491-5415 or Doug at 217-617-2318. Damon Plumbing, recommended by our family for your family. Are you short on time or budget, but your family is hungry? It's time for the Maya Authentic Mexican Restaurant in Pittsfield. Try the Maya Special, a crowd favorite. Delicious grilled fajitas, steaks, nachos Mexicano, salads in a tortilla bowl, the tastiest salsa and cheese sauce around, and the fastest service anywhere. You can afford it. It's the Maya Mexican Restaurant on Washington Street. Call ahead with your order and you can pick it up in the drive-thru, 217-285-4526. The Maya Restaurant in Pittsfield. Time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams County. Phone 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Shootman, Emily Matthews, and Brad Wellman. Illinois FBFM in Camp Point, working for you. Trucks LLC will be located this fall in the new building at 14 East Industrial Park Drive in Pittsfield. Call 217-922-0044. Diesel repair service offering 24-hour roadside repair, mobile service units, semi-truck and trailers, farm and ag equipment, DOT inspections, hydraulic hose repair. Anything diesel, we can come to you along the road in the field or at your shop. It's Trucks. Call 217-922-0044. That's 217-922-0044.
Glad you've joined us on the broadcast. Little Jess Motors is our halftime sponsor. Little Jess Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Quincy, Illinois is the place to go for your next vehicle purchase. Their staff is committed to making the car buying process simple and making sure each customer's needs are satisfied. Learn more at littlejessmotor.com or stop by and see them at 3431 Main Street in Quincy. That's Little Jess. You won't be a mess. You'll be glad you went there and picked out that new car. Lena Winslow's band's on the field right now, performing at halftime. They're about 20 strong, I would say, and it's a 16-0 halftime lead for the squad from Lena Winslow over our Camp Point Central Panthers. Pretty good ball game so far, guys. Lena Winslow was able to take the ball on their second possession. After the Panthers missed on a 4th down at the 49-yard line, they went 49 yards on, what was my recollection there, 13 plays, and were able to burn up about 5 minutes on the clock, score at the 5:08 mark. Dunker on a 1-yard run Zeal went in from 3 for the points after, and that was an 8-0 Lena Winslow lead. That would be how we would end the first quarter of play. Then Lena Winslow was able to pick off a pass on the 29-yard line. They went 71 yards on that next series, scoring on the 9:03 mark as Dunker went in from 3 yards out, and it was a pass play, memory serves me right, to Rowan Schultz, and Schultz was able to gather it in for the 2-point conversion, 16-0 Lena Winslow at halftime here. You're listening to the broadcast today on Central Illinois Sports, usually a YouTube video also. The boys will be at Boschel Gymnasium to bring you basketball action today at 12 o'clock too on another channel on Central Illinois Sports. Fear nothing. We'll also have some more broadcasts coming your way from Beardstown tonight as Brian Shoemaker will be there to bring more. We'll have Bob Larnigan and Bob Ray with some halftime stats. We're going to take a break. 16-0. Lena Winslow leads the Camp Point Central Panthers. We'll be back to tell you more after these.
Trucks LLC will be located this fall in the new building at 14 East Industrial Park Drive in Pittsfield. Call 217-922-0044. Diesel repair service offering 24-hour roadside repair, mobile service units, semi-truck and trailers, farm and ag equipment, DOT inspections, hydraulic hose repair, anything diesel, we can come to you along the road in the field or at your shop. It's Trucks. Call 217-922-0044. That's 217-922-0044. Welcome to Douglas Automotive and Tire, your expert truck and car repair center in Pittsfield, Illinois. We provide full service from oil changes to new tires and everything in between. Contact us today to schedule service. We're located at 303 West Jefferson Street in Pittsfield, Illinois. Call 217-922-0064. That's 217-922-0064. Britton and the gang know cars, and if you need repairs, call Douglas Automotive today for all your repairs. Williams Auto Sales, 439 North 3rd in Quincy is your headquarters for quality used vehicles. Shop their 439 North 3rd location Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturdays 9 to 2. Check out their inventory of WilliamsAutosalesQuincy.com or call Tony the Truck Guy at 217-223-3325. Williams Auto Sales, 439 North 3rd in Quincy, wishing the Panthers the best of luck this year. Give them a call at 217-223-3325. Williams Auto Sales.
Welcome back on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. Glad you've joined us today for the broadcast on Central Illinois Sports via the audio version. A little bit different for us. We've done broadcast on radio for many years, so we're kind of used to that. Bob Ray, Bob Larnigan alongside here. 16-0 Lee win with the lead on the Trucks LLC scoreboard and the Little Jess Motor Company halftime show. Pretty good first half of football action in my book, but we'll find out more on the stats as Lena Winslow seems to have a pretty good lead in statistics. Bob, tell us about it.
All right, I got the visitors, which is Lena Winslow. They had 28 carries for 150 yards, 10 first downs, 2 scores, 1 penalty, the only penalty of the game, a 5-yard motion penalty, which is pretty good football. We have individually, I believe it's Gavin Dunker.
Yep.
He is the leading rusher in the ball game with 11 carries for 71 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Next we have a Zeal. I can't think of his first name. Jake Zeal, I believe it is. He has 5 carries for 51 yards. And Gunnar Lobdahl, the All-Stater, they've done a good job holding him in check today. He has 11 carries for 29 yards. The quarterback has 1 carry on a fumbled snap for minus a yard. Home team stats, Camp Point Central. They have 22 rushes in the ball game for a total of 53 yards and 5 first downs. Moore, the quarterback, is 2 for 5 for 18 yards and no penalties. Ginnenbacher, the leading. Nope. Check that. Riley, the leading ball carrier for the Camp Point. He has 24 yards on 5 carries. Ginnenbacher with 20 yards on 5 carries. Paven has 8 yards on 5 carries. Griffin has 5 yards on 2 carries, and Graves has 0 yards on 2 carries. Isaac Genenbacher is the leading receiver in the ball game. He has 2 catches, won a spectacular catch for a first down in that drive that they stalled out on their own 10. But he has 2 catches for all the passing and receiving yards for 18. And that's the stats I have for the game so far. Jeff.
So when you look at the statistics, about 100 yards more for Lena Winslow, and they do lead. They had a couple long series there. They were able to put some points on the board. Bob Ray, when you look at things, the Panthers here 16-0 behind Lena Winslow, but they will get the ball in the kickoff in the second half, and they just need to kind of do what they did to Greenfield, and that's come back and put some points on the board.
I noticed as the coaches are going to the locker room, there was a lot of watching iPad and video and trying to figure out, what can we do next? And I think they're going to look to find something. A few things have worked fine. A couple of things have not worked very well. We need to put them all in the right rhythm and get a good drive here to start the half.
I think that's kind of the key thing. Take care of the football. Lena Winslow tried that pooch kick into the middle of the line after their first score, and that did not get them success. But Camp Point Central now has got to establish the football field and get themselves some good field position. This game is a long way from being over, and we think there's going to be a lot more stuff going on as we get rolling here. So that's where we're at right now. 16-0 at halftime. We'll take a break on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. Come back and talk more about the halftime here at Memorial Stadium when we come back after these.
For nearly 40 years, the Niebuhr Funeral Home has been serving our area with professionalism and compassion. This is our business, our hometown. You can be assured we take great personal pride in serving your family in your time of loss. We're locally owned. We're your friends and neighbors. We care about you and your family. Niebuhr Funeral Home, with locations in Pittsfield and Barry, serving our community with compassion and respect.
Few things compare to Camp Point Central's fans' dedication to the Panthers. The same can be said about Channel and the farmers they serve. You see, unlike other seed companies, they don't have salesmen. With Channel, you get the advantage of a dedicated Channel seedsman, a trusted year-round advisor who can provide the right recommendations for your fields. It's their hands-on approach that truly sets them apart. Customized service, expert advice, elite seed management products. Find your Channel seedsman at channel.com or contact local district sales manager Matt Hughes at 217-242-8852. Helena Agra of Camp Point, Illinois is a proud sponsor of the broadcast of Camp Point Central football. For all your seed, fertilizer, and ag chemical needs, the experts at Helena Agra, Brian Obert, Dustin Roskamp, are the guys to call. Let them show you the best seed, fertilizer, and ag chemicals to make your farming operation a success. Call 217-593-7761. That's 217-593-7761 for Helena Agra. Helena Agra says, Go Panthers! Dear Western Grain Service is your progressive feed and grain resource for Western Illinois. They offer a full range of feed products for all species and many grain merchandising opportunities with locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Western Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461 or on the web at dearwesterngrain.com.
Welcome back on the broadcast here at halftime on the Little Jess Motor Company halftime show. Little Jess across from Quincy High School, bringing you all your transportation needs. Glad to have them alongside. Lena Winslow is back out on the field, leading 16-0 over our Camp Point Central Panthers here on Central Illinois Sports on YouTube. I'm serious, folks. If you have not subscribed to our broadcast, hit that subscription button, fill it out, and they'll send you notifications every time we go online and start another broadcast, usually with video, too. We'll have basketball action, 4 more games from Voschel Gymnasium today, and 3 more from Beardstown, I do believe. And then they'll have action tomorrow at Beardstown again in basketball action. West Central, Rushville, Beardstown, Brown County, Minden Unity, some of those local teams, along with Galesburg and Hartsburg-Emden. Some of the teams, and Southeastern and the All-Stater and Danny Stevens. Chance to see some pretty good stuff there. Bob, Ray, you and I have seen these Panthers many times. We haven't seen them behind a lot of times, but we've seen how they react when they have adversity, and that's usually pretty well.
Well, there's a lot of things different here on the state championship Friday. You know, the pregame efforts are different. The routines are slightly different. the field's bigger, and of course, it's a big stage. There's a lot of media presence that's going on, and when Brad Dixon comes out of the tunnel, he'll have to be interviewed, being down 16-0, and answer a couple of good questions he'll get, I'm sure, and just a whole different atmosphere. But I felt like they're just a play or two or a block or two or a tackle or two away from stringing together an 8 or 10 play drive. We've done fine for 3 or 4 to shot, but we need to string together 8 or 10, and I'm sure they're in the locker room saying two things. Let's execute, but let's have fun, because this is a pretty dang big stage you're on today, gentlemen.
It is a big stage, but it just means that you have to do the exact same thing that you've done before, and that is go out there and play good block and tackle football, and just do the things you need to do to be able to make it all work. But I'm pretty impressed with how the Panthers have played so far. Pretty impressed with a lot of people who are sending this text at 217-473-5151. Panthers of both teams are out on the field now, getting themselves loose for the second half, and we have time to remind you about Trucks LLC, our scoreboard sponsor for all your diesel repair needs. Call Trucks, T-R-U-X, is currently open with mobile service units only at this time. New buildings being constructed in the industrial park in Pittsfield. Trucks looks forward to helping the local community with all their diesel needs. Call Trucks at 217-922-0044. Want to welcome Douglas Automotive to our broadcast also today for the first time. Thank you to Brent and Douglas and the gang right there, just a block off of Adams Street to the north, and they'll do a great job with you. Bowler's Universe here open Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays till midnight, and they offer many menu items, fries, specialty pizzas, and more. And we want to welcome the folks from Jersey's who are all listening hopefully today and watching online on the CW today. We want to thank Jersey's and all of our sponsors for their broadcast. Having a little technical problem with our video sponsors today. So Great Rivers Bank, Prairieland FS, Blessing Hospital, and Blessing Corporate Services, along with Logan Ag, some of our sponsors today that we are not able to play along with Jersey's and others, but we'll have those right back on the radio broadcast in just a little while for you. We'll be here for the second half of this contest, wrap things up, then we're going to try to meet with some of the former alumni and get to converse with them. But before that, we'd like to see the Panthers of Camp Point Central turn this one around and turn it into a state championship victory, and that's what we're hoping and praying for. And this Panther squad might just be up to the task against the Lena Winslow squad. They're going to come out here and give it all they've got, and we're going to do the very same thing. We're about 2 minutes away from the second half kickoff. I think we'll keep it right here and tell you about Pike County Express, your local family-owned newspaper serving Pike County since 1991. Check them out each Wednesday on a newsstand near you. And Damon Emmerich at Great Rivers Bank, here to help you with your Oswald residential and commercial loan needs. Call Damon at 217-285-4404. You can also send me a text and tell me how the TV broadcast looks today. We have nothing to do with it, but I'd like to know how that one's going, and if you enjoy the broadcasters there. If you're not enjoying them, kind of like we do sometimes when we watch Fox and others, turn the sound down and turn our broadcast up, and we'll give you a little local flair on that one too.
Exactly.
Wouldn't hurt a thing.
Brad's getting his halftime interview, Jack. I know the Central Cheer Squad performed at halftime here. That was a thrill for them, and their coach Shannon Zanesco to be out here on the block eye and the whole state of Illinois diagram to perform in front of, I don't know, what do we have here, Jack? Do you think 3,000 or 4,000 people in front of our stadium today?
I'd say Lena Winslow's brought about 1,200, and I can't see the Panther fans, but what are you guys thinking down there? I don't have.
Well, you can't see too far down, but they're spread out a lot more than they are on the other side.
Well, they like each other, but they are from about 8 different communities, you know. So
there's 150 people on the floor we're on here, Jack. High above the stadium. There's a lot of people up here too.
That's right. So the Panthers of Camp Point Central in their black uniforms with gold helmets, and those gold helmets over the years have brought a lot of success to people. And this Camp Point Central squad, second time in the finals here, and they are here since 2018 and then back again. A lot of these guys were 7th and 8th graders. Drew Papen was actually a water boy back then. And I remember Carter Eiler being interviewed and saying what a thrill and how he hoped and Nick Moore hoped that they would get here someday, and they've done it.
Well, that's really tough to do, and congratulations for them to see what it looked like and have the field to keep driving forward and then realize that dream here today. It's a wonderful thing for those young men to enjoy and something they'll have on their lifetime resume for a long time, Jack.
It is. We had about 1,500 people watch us last week, they tell us on the video broadcast when we had to do the NFHS. And, of course, we'll be doing YouTube streaming. You know, you have an opportunity to join us as a sponsor, and we'll have some different little perks for you down the road. We can also let you know that the Quincy High School Shootout will be streamed on Central Illinois Sports this year. So a couple days of basketball there, that will be a pay-per-view. We're ready to get things going and Lobdell's going to kick it off to the Panthers with Pabin and Graves back deep. Let's see how they want to handle the kickoff here. They haven't wanted to kick the ball deep so far. Let's see what they do. Kick the ball across the middle, and it will be taken by one of the deep men. Picked up at the 10, 15, 20-yard line. Man breaks a little bit.
Gavin Graves out to the 23-yard line. He's tackled by 25 for Lena Winslow. Omarion Pasley, a junior. Fun to be on the kickoff team, too, Jack. Here at the state final game, you get, make your big play. It's on the replay board, on television across the state. Everybody has a chance to shine today.
Panthers on the offensive side, the Central Panthers. They'll come out in their double wing with those big linemen and double tight end set most of the time. Now they'll have, it appears to be Ross Riley behind the quarterback and Moore, and they'll overload the right side this time, trying to do some different things. Moore under center. Gets the ball to the fullback on the outside. He'll break across the middle and get it out to about the 26. Ginnenbacher was back there.
I believe it was.
It was Ginnenbacher. He'll get the ball out to the 28-yard line. Looks like he gained 5, bring up a second down and 5 yards to go. Here come the Panthers quickly to the line of scrimmage. Ginnenbacher playing in the backfield now with the wide outs on the right side. Trying to get him the ball a little bit more. Start a man in motion. They give the ball to Ginnenbacher across the middle. He's going to be met by a host of people. Panthers
Look at the pile being pushed. Look at that.
And it's going to go all the way out to about the 31, 32-yard line. So close to a first down, be a little bit short. Looks like they're going to be a couple yards short. And it'll bring up a third down and about 2-3 yards on the play by
Ross Riley on the carry that time. Yeah, he's back in the fullback spot. I think they just had a new wrinkle at the first play when Isaac was in the deeper backfield, but now he's back at the wing back set, and he's back here too.
The surge was really good that time. Third down, 2 yards to go. Panthers need a first down here. Try a little bit of Ginnenbacher. He's going to be taken down short, down to about the 33-yard line, gain of 1. Needed a couple, and they're going to bring up a 4th and 1 for the Panthers. And a nice job by Lena Winslow holding them here, and the Panthers will be in punt formation.
Guess about 1.5 to go, too, Jack, it looks like at the 32. Have to get to the 34. Just as we said at halftime, one more tackle to break, and it could have been a big play.
Moore's back to punt. Last time he did not punt the ball. He threw a pass and had a man open, but just overthrew him a little bit. He will punt the ball this time across the middle, and it's going to go over the top of the receiver and going to roll down close to the 30-yard line, and that's where it's going to roll dead, and that's where Lena will have it after the Panthers go 3 and out, and a 1st and 10 for Lena Winslow at the 10:07 mark of the third quarter of play. Welcome to Central Illinois Sports on the radio broadcast. Audio only today. We'll have video of the basketball games later, but not able to do that right now on this broadcast. And it'll be a 1st and 10 for Lena Winslow just short of the 30-yard line. Here they come to the line of scrimmage. Their center is Odin Stambanal. And the quarterback in Streckwald is behind center in the double wing. He'll hand the ball on the outside to Zeal, trying to turn the corner. He's going to be tackled for a loss. Nice job by the Panthers as they tackle him close to the 25-yard line. They'll spot it right on the 25, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 15. What a job by the Panthers defense that time.
Isaac Ginnenbacher, Josh Alford stringing that play out and making a nice tackle for loss here. Good start for the Panther defense.
Going to put it on the 26-yard line, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 14 yards to go. 9:40 and counting in the third quarter of play. 16-0. Lena Winslow leads the Panthers of Camp Point Central on Central Illinois Sports.
Jack, I want to also note that our all-state academic person, Reese Wilkie, has been a big part of our Panther defense, unable to be playing in the first half. I noticed him limping off at the break.
Tried a little counter play, did the squad with Dunker running the ball, and he's going to be taken down after a very short half-yard gain. Take it out to the 27. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 13. I know Wilkie was going to give it a go, but he's not been able to be on the field today at all, Bob.
I've not noticed him, and he looked pretty stiff walking off. And again, here's Hunter Lauterbach and Josh Alford, 2 senior linebackers, making another stop at the line of scrimmage.
Big play right here, guys.
Big play.
Big play.
Hold them back.
3rd and 13.
Exactly.
Ball on the 27-yard line.
Stuff it here, make them punt.
Starting the man in motion. They'll give the ball to the deep back.
Yeah.
Oh, and the tackle for a loss.
Taken for a loss. Nice job by the Panthers as they poured it on that time. And the man back to about the 21-yard line. That was Lobdell, the All-Stater, and he was going no place in a hurry back to the 28-yard line.
Lost a 4.
And
Caden Niekamp, our freshman lineman, Jack. Caden Niekamp on that play for another 3-yard loss.
Going to bring up by 4th down and 17, and a team that's only punted twice or 10 times this season has punted twice today, and now the Panthers need to get good field position. They'll have 2 guys back deep, and that's unusual for them on a punt situation. Lobdell's going to get the hike from center, and it's a little high over his head. They're going to try to punt it. He's going to run it himself. Panthers need to come up, and he's going to punt it late, and the ball will go away, and it hits one of the squad from Lena Winslow. I thought it hit him on the back of the leg, going to roll down to the 35, but Lobdell was heads up on that play and went ahead and got the punt off at the 7:53 mark, but the Panthers under pressure there, and what a good job by Lobdell getting that punt away. The Panthers will have it 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line at the 7:53 mark.
There had to be linemen downfield. There had to be people downfield.
You know things like that had to happen on that. But
we're in a full media timeout too, Jack, but a lot of things happened at the last play. You might need 2 minutes to tell us again what happened.
Well, I'll tell you, we can keep it right here and tell you a little bit about the punt. Was a punt off the 23-yard line, so we got the ball back at about the 15.
Looked like
Panthers,
it might have touched
the punt hike was really up over his head. He had to go up and get it. Panthers had a couple of men back there on the pressure, so he had to run to the right, and he ran the ball about 15 yards and then punted it on the move down where it rolled dead on the 35-yard line. And I think the Panther coaches are even asking about those guys downfield.
Does he have to punt before he gets to the line of scrimmage, though, right?
Yeah, I would like to see where he was at when he punted it.
Because it looked like he was around the 20 to 21-yard line anyway, and maybe you guys can tell us that and send us a text. Bowler's Universe, open Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., Fridays until midnight, Saturdays 4 p.m. to midnight. They offer many menu items from burgers, fries, specialty pizzas. Try one of their many craft beers. Come out and enjoy the fun at the Bowler's Universe. And Pike County Concrete. When you're in need of concrete for your next job, give Pike County Concrete a call, 217-285-5548. Pittsfield and Jacksonville. Jack Hole, Bob Lonergan, Bob Bray bringing you the action. Panthers are going to have it 1st and 10. This media timeout still in full motion here, according to the man with his hand up in the air who controls the action. Panthers are going to have the ball right on the 35-yard line on the west hash mark, and still waiting for that TV timeout to end, so they won't do anything until that point, but we're here live.
And the Panthers on the south end zone, or south part of Memorial Stadium, Jack.
I formation this time, Bob. Different.
Wow.
Look again. Double tight end set. They'll give the ball to second man through on the right side, trying to break a tackle, gets it out to the 49 or 39, and that's Ginnenbacher on the play. Isaac Ginnenbacher gains 4, second down, 6 yards to go. Panthers saying, hey, we're going to have to change things a little bit here because of the defense of Lena Winslow, and that's a respectful thing for the Panthers to do. And I think the Panthers of Camp Point Central have earned a lot of people's respect, as a couple of the blowhards were talking about a running clock, and I'll say it. I don't care much for that kind of stuff. I formation, Riley in front of Ginnenbacher, Moore the quarterback. Gives the ball the first man through. That's Riley. Gets a break on the play. Gets it out over the 45, out to the 47-yard line. Gains 8 on the play and a first down for the Panthers, and Riley running hard.
Ross Riley, just as Bob said, he had a good runs at the end of the first half too, right, Bob? And got another good run here to get the second half going.
I like this eye because they're squaring their shoulders up and running forward, and they're getting a little bit of momentum back a little deeper. I think this suits Ginnenbacher perfectly.
And it might make the linemen from Lena Winslow a little bit on their heels, and all of a sudden then you open somebody up for a long run. Lena hasn't given up a lot of points, but they did have a couple of games where they gave up 28 to 30 points. Now back to the double wing formation. Moore the quarterback. Gives the ball to the fullback across the middle. Gets a good gain out to the 50-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3 on the play and a second down and 7 yards to go. That's Riley on the run with the gold shoes, the yellow shoes. at the 6:30 mark. 16-0, Lena Winslow. Panthers Camp Point Central would like to hold the ball and get into pay dirt here. That's the big thing. 50 yards away. They started this series on the 35-yard line. They've gained 15 in about 3 plays. Now they need a little more.
I've noticed we've slowed the pace too, Jack. Nick's coming to the sideline to get every play now from Casey, and so instead of the first couple of possessions where we're going no huddle, we've slowed it a bit. We'll see how this plays.
High formation again, man in motion. Give it to Gettenbacher across the outside. Chose a route that did not have much of an opening that time. Stopped at the 50, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 as the left side of the Panther line getting beat by the right side of the Lena Winslow line. And when you look down there, you see big guys like Henry Engel, who's 6'3", 255. And you can go right at him all you want to, but he's doing a nice job. And then also filling in is Gage Dunker, the fullback, who also plays an outside linebacker. Single wing with a wide out on the right-hand side this time for the Panthers. Moore back to pass under pressure. He's not going to be able to get it off as the line was not able to keep the man off of Moore that time. And it's going to bring up a 4th down, and I think the Panthers are going to go for it here. 47-yard line, loses 3 on the play, and a 4th and 10 back to that original line of scrimmage.
21, Jake Zeal coming in from that far side linebacker spot, and same as we had a pass play in the first half, Jack. He came in untouched and put a lot of pressure on Nick, but Nick's now going to punt at the 35.
Yep. Panthers are going to he's back at the 35. Ball's on the 45. So punt formation, playing a little field position. Gets the punt away, going to kick it off to the side. Ball's going to land out of bounds and be spotted at about the 36-yard line. Call it the 30. Nope, he's still backing up.
You know, Jack, I just noticed this side official was not behind the play. He's supposed to be behind that play, I'm pretty sure, isn't he?
Yep.
And that ball went 10 yards over his head, and he was in the wrong spot to mark that ball.
Yeah, it's going to spot it at the 33-yard line. That's where Lena Winslow will have it at the 4:48 mark. And, boy, for a turnover now, guys, that's one of the things the Panthers of Camp Point Central are looking at. 4:48 left third quarter, 16-0 Lena Winslow. We got a dandy right here, folks, and I think everybody's a little shocked. The Camp Point Central Panthers wanting to get the ball moved, and the Lena Winslow squad trying to put up all those points they put up usually on people in the 60s and 70s. But now the Camp Point Central Panthers defense is going to have to do what they did the last time, and that's really sustain a really good defensive drive to keep Lena Winslow from getting any first downs.
What was that last possession? -5 yards for the Lena Winslow Panthers, Jack? Something like that?
That's correct.
So need to keep up the defensive pressure. It's our offensive team is just, they're poking and poking, and something's going to break through. I'm just confident of it, but
great penetration.
Haven't got it yet.
But you know what happens a lot of times is a turnover will pop up and really rear its ugly head, and these Panthers of Camp Point Central like to tackle the ball, and they've done it many times where they've knocked the ball loose. We saw a couple scoop sixes for them earlier in the season, and something like that would be a big one right now.
Keep getting that penetration like they're getting, you're going to have that happen.
If you can get back there where they're handing the ball off and cause some havoc, that will be really something for you. And Lena knows they're in a ball game here, if nothing else. But we're not looking for a tie or a short loss. We're looking for a win for these Camp Point Central Panthers, as this broadcast team bringing it to you on Central Illinois Sports. Ball on the 33, waiting for the TV man to get his hand down. I think nobody's got a toothpick under him, and we're ready to roll. 4:48 left third quarter, 16-0 Lena Winslow on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. Panthers defense, 3-man front with 4 linebackers.
We'll see if Lee Wynn puts the different formations up just like the Panthers did at Camp Point Central.
Double wing for them this time. Giving the ball to the fullback across the middle. That is Dunker. Dunker's trying to carry the ball. He gets it across down to the 37-yard line, so he gains 4 on the play, brings up a 2nd down and 6. And quite honestly, that's been their most successful type of play all day long, as Dunker's been the man.
Josh Alford and Isaac Ginnenbacher again. We've called Josh's name a lot, Jack. Josh is having a whale of a game in his final game as a senior football season.
One thing about it, this is your final game either way. And Coach talked about that in practice a lot. Illinois plays Northwestern, I do, tomorrow, but not here. 8 games from this stadium. I formation. Give it to the deep back. He's going to be taken down. That's Lobdell again. He's not going to gain much on the play. Gets it out to the 38, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 5. And he's seeing some tough going today, is the All-Stater.
Cole Proct, Elijah Ginnenbacher. Those are 2 guys that if they've hit you, you feel like you've been on a truck with those 2 guys, Jack.
Cole, my next broadcast partner after watching him the other day, he was very valuable on the shuck on the truck. He looked like a little guy next to Shuck.
Third down at the 38. Jack, big play here for Lee Wynn.
Big play for both teams, 3rd and 5. Panthers are moving around on the defensive line. Starting a man in motion. They pitch the ball deep. Man gets some good running room, but Ginnebacher had him, but he breaks away. What a great running play into Panther territory and a big first down as the Panthers couldn't get the man low. And coming off the pile that time was who?
Gage Dunker on the carry. Gavin Blewett coming up from the safety and assist Gavin Graves.
Was that about 14?
Yep, 14 yards on the play.
Across midfield, Jack at the 48-yard line. 3:12 to go in the third quarter.
3:12 left, third quarter of play. You can see on the scoreboard all those tags of all those stickers the kids have earned over time. Wishbone formation now. Give it to the deep back. That's Lobdell. He's going to be taken down inside the 45 down to about the 43-yard line. Good penetration by their line that time, and a second down and about 6 yards to go, we'll call it. But probably one of his best runs on the day is there was good penetration by the offensive line from the squad from Lee Wynn. They get the ball down, and they spotted it at about the 43.5-yard line, I guess.
Elijah Ginnebacher one-on-one tackle against the All-Stater. That's at least the third time Elijah's got a one-on-one stop against their All-State running back.
Wishbone formation again, double tight end set. Give a ball on the outside to Zeal. Tries to break outside. Going to be stopped after about a 1-yard gain. Gets it out to the 42, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 5 and 4-down territory in Panther territory. Close to the 41-yard line, so it'll be about a 3rd and 4 now, they say. So give him a gain of a couple on the play. 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Dunker with 90 yards on 14 carries. Lena Winslow.
Procton on the tackle again. We're not hearing Niekamp quite as much and Elijah Ginnebacher because they have spotted those two guys because they've controlled things throughout the playoff time. Other guys having us pick it up. Wishbone formation. 3rd down. Call it 4. They give the ball to the fullback. Dunker again. Carrying people down the field. Stood up. And he's going to get the ball down to about the 37-yard line. It's going to be close to the first down. Where will they spot the ball? They're moving the chains again, so another first down for Lena Winslow comes at the 136 mark.
We had another shot at him right near the line of scrimmage. He busted through that and able to get another 4 yards for the first down. As Lee Wynn keeps moving towards the end zone now to 37, Jack, 1:30 remaining third quarter.
Hope you're enjoying the broadcast today. We'd like for it to turn around here yet, but there's a lot of game left. Give the ball to the fullback, across the middle, breaking tackles, keeping his head down, moving the legs. Good job by Dunker as he gets the ball down to the 30-yard line, gains 7 on the play, and a 2nd down and 3, and he's showing that he is a hoss out there. This Dunker boy's been the guy that's impressed me as much as anybody on the day.
Darren Rigg on the first hit and cleaned up by Gavin Blewett and Elijah Ginnebacher. But still had what did they give him, Jack? 7-yard gain down to the 30. Okay.
7-yard gain on the play down to the 30-yard line. He gets his head down and gets those legs driving, and you just don't take him out with one person. You're going to have to gang tackle him. When they've tried other people, they haven't had as much luck. Let's see if they go to Lobdell this time. They're going to give the ball on that side to Lobdell. He's going to be taken down after he crosses the 27-yard line. Looks like it might be enough for a first down. See where they're going to spot the ball. Should be a first down, I do believe. Nope, they're going to put him about a half a yard short and bring up a 3rd down and a short 1. Ball now on the 27-yard line. 25 seconds left third quarter, and if I'm Lena, I'm probably going to let the clock run out here. And,
clock's not running, Jack.
Why not?
Well,
they're looking to maybe they're looking to measure. That's what it is.
Well, now they're changing their mind and making it a first down.
Calling it a first down. That was a slow call. And now they start the clock with 18 seconds left. And, if I'm Lena, I'm just going to say, hey, we're going at the end of the third quarter up 16-0. Why wouldn't you?
I saw Coach Aarons over there with his quarterback. Yeah, they're not going to call another play here.
Let's take the break. On the third quarter is in the books, 16-0 in favor of Lena Winslow over Camp Point Central. More comes your way in a minute.
Brian Dickut Trucking, LLC has been in business since 1995. Brian Dickut Trucking offers hauling of liquid and dry fertilizer, grain, rock, feed, lime, with local and long-distance hauling. Brian Dickut Trucking is located at 1878 East 2100 Street, Camp Point. Call them at 217-257-8302. That's 257-8302. Long dumps, short dumps, hoppers, and tanks. When you need it hauled, trust the experts at Brian Dickut Trucking, LLC in Camp Point. They deliver. It's time to say Pepsi, please, at your local county market. Refreshment Services Pepsi and County Market, your best value for delicious drinks to get ready for every game. Stop by your local county market to pick up your favorite Pepsi products today. Stock up for your next family get-together. Refreshment Services Pepsi and County Market for the best price around on all your Pepsi products. You love them and they've got them at County Market. Stop by today and say Pepsi, please, at your local county market.
Welcome back on the broadcast here, as we were a little slow getting back that time. Sorry about that. Got to visiting about the things that we would like to see happen, including Panthers putting up about 3 scores here in the fourth quarter and taking the victory. Down 16-0 are the Camp Point Central Panthers, 13-0 in the season, to the 13-0 Lena Winslow Panthers, who are the defending state champions, and we can certainly see why from them. They do have a lineup with a lot of seniors and a few juniors sprinkled into it. Panthers playing with 9 seniors playing their last game for the Camp Point Central Panthers. Very proud of all those young men. Guys like Ross Riley and Gavin Graves, along with Isaac Gettenbacher. Also, Hunter Lauterbach is one of those guys. Bo Gottman. We see also Owen Roth. Seniors in Cole Proct, and the tight ends in Carter Eiler and Josh Alford are some of the seniors here. And we'll try to make sure we get all of them before the day's over. Trying to see if I've I got Hunter. Gottman is a senior. So, a good group of seniors. They're really doing a good job, but they'd like to turn it around here in the fourth quarter. One of the things with the ball sitting on the 27-yard line in a 1st and 10 for Lena Winslow is you've got to figure out a way to get a turnover or a stop here if at all possible, and that's a tough one to do on Lena. They don't win all these football games for nothing. That's one running back that they've got from Orangeville that they got this year is really a good one. A couple of those kids from Freeport that have moved over. There's a lot of versatility up there. They must have good transportation and low gas.
1st and 10, Lee Wynn Panthers at the 27. Jack, here we go. Can the Panthers put together a stop here on 3 downs?
That's what they're going to need. Wishbone formation. They give the ball on the right-hand side. Second man through, trying to run the counter. Gets it across the 25 down to about the 24-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3 on the play.
Dunker, I believe.
Dunker in on the carry. Call it a 2nd down, 7 yards to go. Ball about the 28-yard line, or the 23-yard line, I should say.
Caden Niekamp on the chase tackle for that time after Owen Ross stood up his blocker, and Owen's got to do that to give Caden a chance and give Elijah a chance from the linebacker spot. And Darren Riggs getting double-teamed over there. Hope he can break through and make a tackle for us, Jack.
You can tell Wilkie missing off of that group, and that hurts a little bit. Now Lobdell with the ball is going to roll across the 20-yard line, down close to the 19, gain 4 on the play. And it'll bring up a 3rd down, about 4 yards to go. He's just not been able to break loose against these good tacklers from the Panthers all day today.
Well, we just called out Darren Rigg. He made the tackle on that play right there, Jack. He held his ground and turned the guy in, plus made the tackle. It's a tough linebacker there, Darren Rigg, making some good plays for the Panthers.
Rigg in his last game also, is he not? Or is he a junior?
He's a junior, Jack.
Okay, we'll take him back for another year, along with Wilkie if we can get him healthy. You can tell that makes a big difference. Wishbone formation, 3rd and 2, 10:45 left in the contest. They give it to the deep man. That's Lobdell. He tries to put his head down, gets it to about the 17. See if he's got enough for the 1st down. That's what he needed, and they do call it a 1st down for Lobdell as he gets 2, diving into the line there, down close to the 16-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 16, 10:30 5 and counting left in the contest. 16-0 Lee Win on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. Hope you'll stay tuned for the Illini Community Hospital postgame show. And, of course, the Edward Jones, Derek Harris, players of the game.
I noticed the Lee Win has slowed the clock, too, on this series, Jack.
Wishbone formation. Give it to one of the deep backs trying to break outside. New man running the ball. I do believe that is
Zeal
running the ball.
Yeah.
Yep.
Drew Pabin up to make the tackle, assist by Josh Alford. Again, the quarterback to the far side to get the play from Coach Aaron, and they're going to run this play clock down under 10, I'm sure, before the snap.
Yep. They have got the game clock down to about 9:55. They're coming out a little quicker than I thought they would. Play clock in the double set formation now. They give the ball to the fullback across the middle. He's going to be stacked up at about the 10-yard line. So Dunker's going to gain a couple on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 4. And playing a little ball control is Lee Win right now. They do not want to give the Panthers the football back for Camp Point Central.
Isaac and Elijah in on a tackle. Josh Alford again, but I've been watching Darren Rigg a little more. He's really getting hammered by double and sometimes triple teams. They try to run his way, and if he's not making a tackle, at least he's occupying 2 people to let someone else make the tackle.
That's a compliment to you. That means you've been doing the job and they've seen you on film. It's a 3rd down, 4 yards to go. Ball right inside the 10-yard line with 9 minutes left in this contest. 16-0 Lee Win. Double setbacks. They'll pitch the ball on the outside to the fullback. He was taken short, now keeps his feet and is going to get the 1st down as Dunker's able to roll forward to about the 6-yard line. Looks like he's got enough for the 1st down.
Well, they just reset it back a little bit, Jack, where he came down.
So down to the 7-yard line, so he'll be just a little bit short. It is a chance for a 1st down with about 1 yard to go, so it's going to be a 4th down and 1, correct?
Right.
Well,
Isaac had a chance for a tackle for loss there. We need Isaac and Caden and Owen to push in there and get another TFL here, Jack.
They had him back, just couldn't complete the tackle the last time. They'll give it to Dunker again, I've got to believe.
Gap here.
Yep. Quarterback's going to keep it himself, and he's going to get pushed forward after the first initial hit by the fullback behind him. They used to call a penalty when you did that, but now they let you assist the guy, and they'll get it to the 3, and it'll be a 1st and goal from the 3. Things have changed over the years because everybody pushes the guy forward now. 1st and goal from the 3, 8 minutes left in the contest. 1st down, 3 yards to go for the goal to go. 16-0 Lee Win. Panthers, if they could just pop the ball loose here, wouldn't that be cool? I'd like to see him go 97 yards with it. But Lee Win knows how to take care of the football. Wishbone formation. Streckwald gives the ball on the outside. That's Lobdell trying to get the ball to him. He can't get loose as he was wanting to get that touchdown for his senior year, but he's going to be taken down short of the goal line at about the 1.5 yard line. So it's going to bring up a 2nd down and a long 1 for the goal to go.
72, Robert Gooding in there with our heavy set, and Robert gets a tackle here near the line of scrimmage.
Ball at the 2-yard line. They said Pabin was a late man coming in to help with that tackle also. I thought I heard the PA. Everybody for the Camp Point Central Panthers playing their hearts out today, and their guys trying to make some decisions on what they can do to get this stop on the 2nd and 2. 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. Give the ball on the left side. Man trying to go through. He's going to be stopped short again on a tackle by the Panthers. Ball comes loose, but they say no, the man was down. They're going to spot him on about the 1, so it's going to be a 3rd and goal from the 1.
Zeal with the carry.
Hunter Lauterbach in there for the stop and the strip, but his player must have been down.
Head-to-head came Lauterbach with the man and stopped him cold that time. Panthers have had some good goal line stands today. They just haven't been able to complete the deal.
They need that one big play here.
16-0. Boy, you're still in the game if you can keep him out here. 6 minutes, 20 seconds. Lee Win's burn a lot of clock here in the 4th quarter.
Dunker.
Double set, fullback. Man breaks across the middle and procked. He's a little early as he was anxious, and you can understand that.
Oh, timeout prior to the snap. Timeout Lee Win.
So no penalty on the play. The timeout.
Well, we're seeing one guy's got a flag and one guy called timeout. We're going to see here, Jack.
Let's take the 30-second break, and we'll come back and tell you more after this.
PCRE Real Estate and Auction is your #1 resource for buying or selling real estate in West Central Illinois. With 2 office locations, one in Pike County and the other in Calhoun County, PCRE Real Estate and Auction is the place to go when you're looking to buy or sell farmland, recreational and hunting land, residential or commercial property. See our current listings at PCRERealestate.com or call us at 217-285-5800 for PCRE Real Estate and Auction.
Back to live action. Panthers facing a 3rd and 1 for Lewin, a 3rd and 1 on the defensive side for the Panthers of Camp Point Central. The timeout was called before the man jumped across, I do believe. So no penalty in the play. Boy, it's been a penalty-free game today, has it not? Clean one.
One penalty, one accepted penalty today.
Wow. 3rd down, 1 yard to go, and the Camp Point Central Panthers are grouping here, seeing what they can do to come up with a big play right here. Lewin wants to seal the deal with the touchdown here and try to go up by 3 scores. They lead 16-0 on the Trucks LLC scoreboard.
On a prior play, Brad and Casey were both not sure what had happened on that play, but they were both a little upset with either a call or lack of a call. Brad's still a little fired up about it. In case you're still talking about that play, and not sure what that was, but
well, they let people come up and clap their hands like to start the play, even when the play doesn't start sometimes, and that's illegal motion, but nobody calls it anymore. Wide out to the left-hand side. Single setback and Dunker, the fullback, I do believe. They'll give it to him across the middle, and he'll get into the end zone for the touchdown, for his 3rd touchdown of the day on a 1-yard run by Gage Dunker. Dunker's been a handful today, and he picks up the touchdown in the 4th quarter with 6:07 left. That'll take us to a 22-0 score. But we still got 6 minutes and 7 seconds left, and the Panthers still have all 3 timeouts, I do believe. Lewin has called one. They'll go for the 2-point conversion, which they've been able to convert both the times before. On the right side, man, is not going to get in.
There's a good stop by the Panthers.
Good defensive play. The stop is short. Timeout on the field. Lena Winslow, 22. Camp Point Central, nothing. 30-second timeout. 30 minutes would be way too long, and we're going to be back for the kickoff after this.
Illini Community Hospital is committed to providing high-quality specialty care close to home. We are pleased to welcome Dr. William Severino, urologist, and Dr. Mark Mount, ear, nose, and throat physician, to the consulting physician clinic team at the Castile Center. Specialty care is also provided for orthopedics, cardiology, podiatry, obstetrics, oncology, and more. Learn more by visiting IlliniHospital.org or call 217-285-2113, extension 3950 to schedule an appointment.
Back to live action here on Central Illinois Sports, and we got a dandy football game. 22-0. Lena Winslow, the defending champion, with the lead. The Camp Point Central Panthers will get the kickoff on this one. And for those of you like one guy with a extremely large attitude up north, I don't see a running clock in this game with 6 minutes left. I would like to see the Camp Point Central Panthers still make the comeback. But you're all wet, bud. I used to think you knew a little bit about football, but it's all about stats is what I've been hearing here.
Yep. I tell you what, they've made them earn everything. Most of these plays have been under 4 or 5 yards every time.
Yeah, it's been a good football game. Both teams lining up here. And, one team's been here before, and the experience, well, they've been at DeKalb before. The experience helps you a little bit when you've been in this, and it'll help the younger guys for the Camp Point Central Panthers who are going nowhere.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to play with this team over the next couple of years with the youth that they still have here. Great coaching, too.
You got a guy like Nick Moore who's going to be back for a senior year, Gavin Blewett. You got Elijah Ginenbacher, the Niekamp boy. I mean, there's tons of them, but we're going to really be laying high on these seniors like Gavin Graves and Isaac Ginenbacher, guys that are doing great jobs like Ross Riley. So proud of all these guys. Love to see the Panthers have something break loose right here.
We're going to be deep to receive the kick, Jack. Gavin Graves, Drew Pavin back about the 10-yard line. The flags are blowing a little bit in the wind of the kicker. We'll see how deep this one gets.
I think this is the first time Lewin's had to kick into the wind, so let's see if they pooch the ball like they tried before.
They opened a half kicking this way, Jack, but it was that's one that went out of bounds.
Yeah.
Could they have kicked from this direction? I don't think. Ball's on the 20. Going to be taken at about the 21-yard line because, I mean,
They
you
didn't
switch
kick it out of
in.
bounds
You
over
would have
there.
had to switch ends, wouldn't you?
Must have been the second quarter.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
So a 1st and 10 for the Panthers of Camp Point Central on the 21-yard line with 6:04 left. And we're not looking for moral victories here, but let's see the Camp Point Central Panthers take the ball down the field. They move it back to the 20.
Gavin Graves returned that kick. Nick Moore out here with the play from Casey. We're going to see what Nick's got dialed up here at the 20-yard line.
Got to go for broke here if you're trying to win a championship. You're not here just to keep the score close. Offset I formation with a wing on the right side. Back to pass is Moore under pressure. Rolls to the right, going to keep it himself. Got some running room across the 20. Going to be taken down at the 24-yard line. He'll gain 4 on the play and bring up a 2nd and 6 as Moore is flung to the
Jace Flynn comes up for the tackle by Lee Wynn, but Nick gets a 5-yard gain, 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6 Panthers.
5 minutes, 42 seconds left in the contest. Moore had to do a little trickery as that big defensive line was on him hard. Panthers under center again. Moore with a quick little back pass. Now a double pass. Looking to throw. Now Isaac Ginenbacher's going to put it down and get it to the 27 and gain 3 on the play and bring up a 3rd and 3. Ginenbacher played quarterback his sophomore year before he hurt his arm, and then they had to deal with all that COVID. And I remember meeting him in the press box thinking, this kid's kind of timid. He hadn't been timid since.
No, he's not. That was a play designed to as a back pass to Isaac, and then he was looking for Drew downfield, but Drew was double covered, wasn't open.
Probably have to go back to the quarterback like the old Don Kemp days. Now they'll give the ball on the outside trying to make that play, and what a drive this time. I mean, what a play by the man wearing the number 35 in Jace Flynn.
He's had 2 big stops here during this series, Jack. 4th and 2 now, Panthers. That was, again, our running back trying to get to the edge, and he had the edge covered.
Yep. Trying to cut back. It looked like he was going to have some room. Riley into the game, Griffin out of the game. Riley with a big 98 yards last week as he had to carry the load in the fullback position. The Panthers are going for it here. 4:20 and counting. Double wing formation. Man in motion. Give the ball to Riley across the middle. He's going to get the ball down to the 30-yard line. Gain 2 on the play. They're going to say he's short. Where they're going. Now they're moving the ball back again.
Ooh, that's a bad spot there. He was over the 30-yard line. They pushed it back a half a yard.
I think that the spot was not a good spot at all in the 1st and 10 for Lee Wynn here. I'm not really understanding why they moved the ball back like that with 4:13 left, but they did, and there's not much we can do about it. Now we'll see if Lee Wynn's got the class in their pocket or not, because I've seen Camp Point Central many times in this situation not see how many points they can score. Lee Wynn's been over 70 2 or 3 times.
We have another immediate timeout.
Timeout on the field. Let's take the 1-minute timeout, and we'll tell you more when we come back for the rest of this game. 4:13 left, 22-0 Lee Wynn back after these.
United Community Bank has been serving our community in banking since 1973 and is a proud member of the Pittsfield Strong United community. UCB brings you the latest banking technology, security, and convenience you expect, delivered with friendly local service you deserve from your community bank. UCB invites you to stop in for a visit at No. 1 Professional Plaza in Pittsfield, or you can find them online at ucbbank.com. United Community Bank, the leader of community banking, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Sign up for a Saki Rewards debit card. Press Yours On You would like to wish all the area teams the best of luck this year. If you're looking to get your team shirts or just looking for spirit wear for yourself, remember Press Yours On You. We have over 1,400 square foot of retail space in our shop. Stop by and see us and check out our offerings. Business lets us help you promote your brand. Decoration methods we offer include screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Thank you to everyone in our community for the support over the last 16 years. Thank you for supporting local. Press Yours On You, 506 West Wood, Camp Point, Illinois. When you think of fall, what comes to mind besides pumpkins, honey, and football? How about fertilizer? Studies show more than 1/3 of your crop's yield is determined by fertilizer alone. Studies also show as much as 40% potassium and 30% phosphate gets tied up in stalks and residue, as well as high clay content. Nutrient Ag Solutions recommends Titan, which is an innovative fertilizer catalyst designed for use with dry fertilizer blends. Titan will keep nutrients from being tied up and increase fertilizer availability in your crop. Titan is a low-cost option to improve crop fertility. Contact your nutrient crop consultant
Back to
today.
live action here. Struckwald under center with the wishbone formation. They're going to give the ball to Lobdell across the right side. He'll be stopped out short of the 25-yard line at about the 26. He'll gain 3 on the play and bring up a 2nd and 7. 4 minutes and counting. 22-0 Lewin on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. Trucks, for all your diesel repair needs, call Trucks 217-922-0044 and like them on Facebook.
Cole Prock shed his blocker and made the tackle as the running back was right beside him, Jack. Short gain for the Lewin Panthers. 2nd down at the 26-yard line.
2nd down, 7 yards to go for Lewin. They lead 22-0. Wishbone formation. Struckwald the quarterback. Pits the ball on the outside, trying to turn the corner is Zeal. Does a little straight arm. He'll go out of bounds at about the 20-yard line.
Drew did a nice job there to turn him back. Drew had a chance for a TFL, and we've made a few of those, Jack. We've probably had another half dozen we just whiffed on, but still gets down to the ball to the 21-yard line and out of bounds, stops the clock at 3:26.
Be a 3rd down and about 2 as they spot the ball on the 21-yard line. The Camp Point Central Panthers trying to hold the Lewin Panthers out. Lewin's had to earn their touchdowns today, but they're a very good football team, no doubt about it. Offset I formation. They'll give the ball to the fullback across the middle. He'll bounce across a couple people and fall forward to about the 15-yard line where he'll pick up a 1st down for Lewin. They'll move the chains at the 15 with 3:20 left. They'll start the clock. As soon as they set the chains, they'll call it about the 16-yard line.
Darren Rigg and Drew Pabin coming up for that stop. And how many carries has their fullback had today, Bobby?
21.
21, so
15 yards.
Yep. I mean, he's been the
probably
bulk
18
of it.
tackles, right? He's had 3 touchdowns, so tackled him 18 times. That's a full day getting that guy on the ground.
5'11", 194, and a junior.
Yeah.
Dunker will be back. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left. 1st and 10 for Lena Winslow. Going with a little reverse play to Zeal on the outside, looking for the end zone, gets it down to about the 2. Ball comes loose, and they'll say the ball was down on about the 3. Give him 13 yards on the play and a 1st and goal from the 3. Running a counter play, so they're not playing their heads up here. They're wanting another score if they can find it with 2 minutes, 55 seconds left.
Drew Pabin on that tackle, but too big of a gain. Lena Winslow close to the end zone one more time.
Yep. Ball spotted at the 3-yard line. This is where Camp Point's been really tough. See what the defense does. They give the ball inside, and Zeal's going to say, hey, there wasn't any room this time. I'm back at the 5. Loss of 2 on the play and a 2nd down and 5 yards to go for the goal to go. Zeal was looking for the Zeal, and all he found was a little bit of a rock right in front of him there.
Elijah Ginnenbacher on that tackle, Panther leading tackle for the season. It's good he's getting one more here under 2 minutes.
Making the TV screen and getting shown as that sophomore. Quickly back to the line is Lena. They're wanting to score. Back to pass. On their side, the quarterback's going to keep the ball, and he will take it into the end zone. Drew Strickwell running a fake pass play to score with 2 minutes and 11 seconds left. I guess Coach Eric just has to have another score. Congratulations, Coach. Your man runs in from 5 yards out for the touchdown and makes it a 28-0 score. But you're 12 away from the clock running, and that ain't happening today, kids. Kind of an interesting play to run when you're up by 22.
Extra point try next here from the 3.
Yeah, kind of interesting. Wishbone formation. They give the ball to Lobdell. He's trying to turn the corner, and he will finally have some success today from 3 yards out. Lobdell will have the first success he's had all day with a 3-yard run, and it makes it a 30-0 score. A much closer game than that with 2:11 left. We'll take a 30-second timeout, and we'll come back to tell you about the final part of this game after this.
It's time to say Pepsi, please, at your local county market. Refreshment Services Pepsi and County Market, your best value for delicious drinks to get ready for every game. Stop by your local county market to pick up your favorite Pepsi products today. Stock up for your next family get-together. Refreshment Services Pepsi and County Market for the best price around on all your Pepsi products. You love them and they've got them at County Market. Stop by today and say Pepsi, please, at your local county market.
Back to live action here with Central Illinois Sports on YouTube on the audio version. Bob Ray, Bob Larnigan, and Jack Hull will wrap it up here and go down to the team tent and meet with the guys and all the fans to celebrate a season. The Panthers will be celebrating. Bob, do you think they'll have the celebration back to school this evening?
I don't know what that plan is, Jack. I haven't heard that. So
stay tuned, and we'll try to get you those details and post it on my Facebook page.
Lee win it to 40 again, Jack, kicking to the north. Drew Pavin and Gavin Graves.
Kick it off across the middle, kind of kicked a little pooch across the middle. Man's going to take it there and come out to about the 38-yard line.
Elijah Ginnenbacher returns it, Jack, for the Camp Point Central Panthers to the 39. 2:05 to go. And I've got the 9 seniors marked, Jack. Whenever you want me to announce those, we'll give them their due.
Go right ahead. We want to give them that.
Our senior Panthers, number 1, Ross Riley. Number 5, Gavin Graves. Number 7, Isaac Ginnenbacher. I guess I lost my track, Jack. Number 32, Hunter Lauterbach. Number 53, Bo Gottman. 64, Owen Roth. 76, Cole Proct. 80, Carter Eiler. And 82, Josh Alford, the 9 Panther seniors.
Love to see one of them get 6 right here. Moore under center in the double wing formation with Riley behind him. Man in motion. They'll give the ball on the left side. That man is a little scat back, and I think it's Graves. He's going to get across the 40 down to the 41-yard line, gain of a couple on the play.
Now we're doing some substitutions now. We have Wyatt Skimmerhorn coming in for All-State. Isaac Ginnenbacher off the field for the last time, Jack.
What a player Ginnenbacher's been. Now we see Lee Wynn putting a couple people in at the last second here, too. Give him time to get that guy off. Skimmerhorn, who can scoot, will be in the backfield. They'll give the ball to Skimmerhorn. He'll beat the man around the corner, turn it on the 40, be run out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. Gain 3 on the play, bring up a 3rd down and 5 out of bounds, stopping the clock at the 124 mark. He's got quite a motor, doesn't he?
He's got a good motor. He's fun to watch, especially from this high-up view, and look forward to him having a strong season next year, too. And number 4, Wyatt Skimmerhorn. Well, I was wrong. Isaac's coming back on the field here. His day isn't done. The All-State senior back out here for a 3rd and 5 play for the Panthers, Jack.
Well, I think that what you're doing is getting him some applause. Now you're back, seeing what you can pull off here on the 3rd and 4 with 124 left. They'll give the ball on the counter play. Here goes Ginnenbacher. He's going to get the ball out to a 48-yard line and be close to the 1st down. Looks like they're going to spot it at about the 49, give him 6 on the play, and a first
down for the All-Stater one more time, Jack.
Yep. He was about one tackler away from breaking it again. They'll start the clock with 1:15 and counting left. All-Stater Isaac Ginnenbacher. Couldn't do it without those linemen that were in the truck with Shuck. Double wing formation. 30-0. Lee Wynn with the lead here. Panthers start a man. Now they'll give the ball to the fullback across the middle and Riley, and he's carrying people down to the 40-yard line. Give him 9 on the play and a 2nd down and 1, and Riley's running it just like he did all season.
Ross Riley, big carry, 11 yards down to the 40. Good for Ross.
Give him 10 yards on the play then, Bob. Panthers will go back to the line of scrimmage for one of their final times this season. What a job by the Camp Point Central Panthers all season. What a team Lee Wynn is, too. Congratulations to them. 40 seconds left. Moore under center for maybe the last time this year. Pitches the ball outside, trying to turn the corner, gets a block at the 30. Going to be knocked out of bounds.
Drew Pavin carries Jack to the 28-yard line, 29. Which foot's he going to use to mark that at? 28?
Another first down.
Was that about
12 yards on the play. 31 seconds left. Lee Wynn fans are starting to celebrate on the other side with their back-to-back championships like Calhoun had in the 90s from the WIBC. Double wing, 31 seconds left. Moore under center. Back to pass, across the middle. Find a man open in. Isaac Ginnenbacher into the end zone for the touchdown at the 25-second mark. Anything you can do, they can do also. 28-yard pass from Moore to Ginnenbacher for the touchdown, and it makes it a 30-6 ball game now.
I want to watch that replay up on the big board, Jack. Nick took a big shot, just waited and waited to the last second to deliver that pass, and Isaac caught it at the 2, took 2 steps and into the end zone for the CPC Panther score.
Nice job from 28 yards out on the pass play. Moore comes back in with the play with 25 seconds left. They'll go for the 2. 30-6 on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. Moore under center and the single wing on the right side. Gives the ball across the middle. Stacked up.
Got it.
Into the end zone for the
Ross Riley on the
two-point conversion. Riley runs it in from 3, and it's timeout on the field, 30-8. Panthers trail in this one. We'll take a timeout and come back and try to wrap her up for you after this.
Press Yours On You would like to wish all the area teams the best of luck this year. If you're looking to get your team shirts or just looking for spirit wear for yourself, remember Press Yours On You. We have over 1,400 square foot of retail space in our shop. Stop by and see us and check out our offerings. Business lets us help you promote your brand. Decoration methods we offer include screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Thank you to everyone in our community for the support over the last 16 years. Thank you for supporting local. Press Yours On You, 506 West Wood, Camp Point, Illinois.
Back to live action here. The Panthers will kick off one more time. The Camp Point Central Panthers to Lee win. We'll wrap it up here on the Illini Community Hospital postgame show and name our Derek Harris players of the game. I have a feeling I know some 18-year-olds that will be included in that one.
That was a nice Panther possession there, Jack. We've seen that all 14 games now. You know, a very quick, efficient, progressive offensive series. A nice mixture of fullback runs and finished with a nice pass play from Nick Moore to Isaac Ginnenbacher.
6 plays, 61 yards. Didn't take much time at all. And Nick Moore showing how potent he could be next year from the passing situation, too. He could put up 2,000 yards if they decided to do it. They'll kick off here. Eiler will fake it and come back and kick her off. Probably a pretty clean kickoff here, I'm going to guess. Not much you can do at this point, down 30-8. They'll kick the ball across the middle, a little pooch kick, and it'll be covered at the 37-yard line by Lee Wynn. And let's see if they take a knee and win the game with 23 seconds left. That's all they need to do at this point. Do the Lee Wynn squad. Lena Winslow will win their back-to-back championships here. They will be at the line of scrimmage for the final time today in this season, as will the Panthers. Hope you'll stay tuned for the postgame show on Central Illinois Sports. Isaac Ginnenbacher comes off the field and gets a hug from his coach on the sidelines. Lewin will take a knee, and that will take care of this ball game. Final score of the ball game is 30-8 in favor of Lena Winslow over the squad from Camp Point Central. We'll take the 2-minute break. Let the guys have time to wrap up some totals and more. Final score from Memorial Stadium, 30 for Lena Winslow, 8 for the Camp Point Central Panthers. 13-1 on the season are the Panthers. 14-0 is Lena Winslow. Back-to-back championships. More comes your way after these.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Derek Harris, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, you can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's the new beginning. Stop by the office at 1891 Main Street, Quincy. Edward Jones, making sense of investments. Member SIPC. United Community Bank has been serving our community in banking since 1973 and is a proud member of the Pittsfield Strong United community. UCB brings you the latest banking technology, security, and convenience you expect, delivered with friendly local service you deserve from your community bank. UCB invites you to stop in for a visit at number 1 Professional Plaza in Pittsfield, or you can find them online at ucbbank.com. United Community Bank, the leader of community banking, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Sign up for a Saki Rewards debit card. Press Yours on You would like to wish all the area teams the best of luck this year. If you're looking to get your team shirts or just looking for spirit wear for yourself, remember Press Yours on You. We have over 1,400 square foot of retail space in our shop. Stop by and see us and check out our offerings. Business lets us help you promote your brand. Decoration methods we offer include screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Thank you to everyone in our community for the support over the last 16 years. Thank you for supporting local. Press Yours on You, 506 West Wood, Camp Point, Illinois. When you think of fall, what comes to mind besides pumpkins, honey, and football? How about fertilizer? Studies show more than 1/3 of your crop's yield is determined by fertilizer alone. Studies also show as much as 40% potassium and 30% phosphate gets tied up in stalks and residue, as well as high clay content. Nutrient Ag Solutions recommends Titan, which is an innovative fertilizer catalyst designed for use with dry fertilizer blends. Titan will keep nutrients from being tied up and increase fertilizer availability in your crop. Titan is a low-cost option to improve crop fertility. Contact your nutrient crop consultant today.
Back on the Illini Community Hospital postgame show, Illini Community Hospital has been serving the community since 1942 with excellent health care, services from primary and specialty care to emergency medicine. Illini is here to serve you and your family. Learn more about their services at IlliniHospital.org. Well, final score in the game, 30-8 in favor of Lena Winslow. They'll get the win in this one, and we're trying to find out on the post game when they will have their celebration, and if we can get that to you from Matt Long, we will tell that to you about that one. So I'll send him a text and say if we can find that out. Each team was able to score in the second half. It was 16-0 at halftime, so Lena Winslow put 2 more scores on the board. Panthers were able to score on a pass play from Moore to Ginenbacher to get on the board, and then Riley, the senior, was able to run it in for the 2-point conversion. Panthers of Camp Point Central finished 13-1, the best record in Panther history, I do believe. First time they'd ever won 13 in a row, I do believe also. And they might have been 13-1 in 2018, were they?
No, I don't think so. I think 13 wins was the most we've had.
So Brad Dixon adds to his total of like 112 or something, I think, at this point. Not that he cares about that a darn bit because it's all in there for the kids. But what a season by the Camp Point Central Panthers. Bob, you got some final stats for us?
I do. We'll do Lena Winslow first, being the visitors. They were 55 rushes for 228 yards with 19 first downs. They had 4 touchdowns scored in the ball game, all rushing. No passing yards in the game. No passing attempts other than a PAT attempt that was successful. Individually, they were led by Gavin Dunker with 115 yards on 21 carries. And he scored all 4 touchdowns in the ball game. Next, we had Zeal, number 21. He had 12 carries for 70 yards. The All-Stater, which Camp Point did an excellent job on today, Gunnar Lobdell, he had 19 carries for only 42 yards today. I'm sure that was a low for him on the season. And the quarterback had 3 carries for 1 yard for their total of 228 yards. Camp Point, pretty good performance, quite honestly, when you think about it. When they had a couple of situations early in the ball game where they gambled a couple of times and they just didn't quite work out. But totals for them, 38 carries, 117 yards with 9 first downs. Individually wise, they were led today by Ross Riley. Had a pretty good ball game today. 10 carries, 51 yards. Isaac Ginenbacher was next, All-Stater. 11 carries, 38 yards. Drew Pavin, 7 carries with 22 yards. Connor Griffin, 2 carries, 5 yards. Is it Gavin Graves?
Gavin, yep.
Had 3 carries for 2 yards. The quarterback Moore. Actually, we had Shimmerhorn who come in the ball game late and had 1 carry for 3. And the quarterback Moore had, unfortunately, he was the beneficiary of a few plays behind the line of scrimmage, had 4 carries for -4 yards.
Kind of an interesting setup, though, when you think about it. They're waiting to do the rewards, and the Panthers were finishing like they always finish, saying a little team prayer together and having a final powwow, and they kind of made them wait for just a little bit. And that's not all bad.
Made them wait. Moore had a better game throwing the ball today, though. He did have one interception, but according to my stats, and I might have missed an incompletion or two in here. I can't remember now, but he was 4 for 6 for 46 yards and a 28-yard touchdown pass there towards the end of the ball game to Isaac Ginnenbacher, who had a pretty dang good game again today, defensively also, with 3 catches for all 46 yards.
Well, you do what you can do when you can do it. That's what I always say, and the Panthers were able to do that. Now they're going to get their first trophy of the postseason right now, second in the state of Illinois for the second time, and they just might be hungry enough to try to get back here and do it all over again, as they'll take a team photo here in front, and Mike Pritchard, of course, will be posting a lot of those. What a good job Mike does. And you are listening to the Illini Community Hospital post-game show on Central Illinois Sports. Illini Community Hospital, been serving the community since 1942 with excellent health care. From primary and specialty care to emergency medicine, Illini here to serve you and your family. Learn more about their services at IlliniHospital.org. Financial investments are important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, parents, teachers, and mentors. Derek Harris, your Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Derek Harris is a proud sponsor of the Player of the Game on Central Illinois Sports. And, Bob, read it again, Sam. Let's hear those seniors, because they're going to be our players of the game for this Panthers.
We have 9 of those for the Central Panthers, Jack. Ross Riley, Gavin Graves, Isaac Ginnenbacher, all in the backfield players for the Panthers. We have Hunter Lauterbach, a big linebacker. Bo Gottman, one of our linemen. Owen Roth, a lineman. Cole Proct, defensive and offensive lineman stalwart. And then our 2 tight ends, Carter Eiler, Josh Alford. Great season by all the seniors, Jack.
Wonderful, wonderful team, a wonderful game. They played it hard to the end. They made Lena earn everything they got. And I couldn't be prouder of this Panthers squad. Bob Larnigan, Bob Ray.
They're giving them the plaque right here, Jack, at the midfield. Brad's taking a couple of selfies there, but there's the Panthers getting their second place in the state of Illinois plaque for 2022.
And they will have a celebration. I tell you to kind of keep track of Matt Long and the gang as we were trying to get those details. We'll try to find that out for you and put it on my Facebook page as we can. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. Bob and Bob, thank you guys for being with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jack. I appreciate the opportunity.
It's a great one. Bob Ray, thank you so much for everything you do for the community with the PA and everything. And it'll be basketball season starting next week. James Barnett finally gets his shot with these talented athletes.
Yeah, I think they practice tomorrow and Sunday to get ready, Jack. But what a way to end your season. You practice on the last day. You're eligible to practice and play on the last day. So congratulations to all the players and coaches and fans for this celebration of Panther football.
Central Illinois Sports has brought you all the action throughout the season. We hope you've enjoyed it all. Subscribe to our YouTube page. We hope you'll stay tuned for more broadcasts. We'll have your basketball team many times. Panthers saying a final prayer here, and hopefully we'll get a picture or two of that one for you too. Final score from Memorial Stadium, 30-8. Lena Winslow wins her second championship in a row over a very tough Camp Point Central squad. No running clock today, folks. Really proud of these young Panthers, and they'll come back and do it again. Thank you to all 9 of those seniors for blessing us throughout their careers. Be sure you say a prayer for all of them. For Bob Larnigan and Bob Ray, I'm Jack Holt reminding you to hug your kids and tell them you love them, and I mean it. Tell them you love them and give them a big hug each and every time. It may be the last time you get that opportunity, but let them know most of all that the Lord Jesus Christ loves them even more than that. For Bob and Bob, for Charlie, John, and all the gang, for Mason Ingalls, I'm Jack Holt bidding you farewell from Memorial Stadium State Championship broadcast action on Central Illinois Sports. This has been another Central Illinois Sports presentation.